Boom, boom. I think we're all good. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another stream where I'm going to be playing some Overwatch. And today I'm joined by someone I collabed with a good while ago when we had some Overwatch 2 customs. MUMA, who, I mean, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I've just been a, professional gamer for really since I turned 18. I've for the last 5 years, almost 6 now, I guess, since Overwatch came out, I've been playing this game professionally and just streaming and coaching, helping people figure out how to play better. That's really it.
Yeah. I mean, to me, well, I used to follow the Overwatch League back, especially during seasons 1 and 2. I used to follow the Overwatch League really religiously, and used to play for the Houston Outlaws. And getting to do that, those customs, and getting to 1v1 with you, even though you completely just destroyed me every single time. I felt like, we made that joke at the time, it's like I'm like the Make-A-Wish kid, where like my dream was to get to play with those Overwatch pros, and I finally got to, and it was just a really surreal, no matter how successful I get, it will always feel really humbling to get to know you guys and to get to play with you guys. And today is going to be really exciting because we're going to jump into some ranked, and you're going to try and teach me a few tricks on how to be a better tank, which I've been needing because I feel like I'm getting hard stuck in plat again. When we first started, when the new Overwatch 2 rank system started, I came out of, like the new rank system where it puts you down in silver to begin with, or like it knocks your rank down by quite a bit. And so I was getting really addicted while I was like climbing quite quickly out of silver and then into plat. But as soon as I got to plat 1, it just suddenly the momentum kind of stalled. And I feel like after a good bit of learning, I might, I want to at least, I want to touch Diamond, or maybe even Masters one day, but we'll see. I really love this game, and I want to see what the heights of the competitive scene has to offer, if I ever get there.
Right. No, that sounds good. I like that you have goals for yourself. That's a good sign. That's good to have things to be working towards, right?
That's cool.
So that should be definitely get the right mindset.
All right. Do I have you added on Battle.net? I'm not sure if I do. It also depends on which account you're using today, because I know for a fucking fact you're not going to be able to queue with your main with me.
Well, I'm not going to be able to queue regardless. Yeah, so just sharing your screen will be enough.
I mean, all right, so we're hopping in solo queue then. I see.
Oh yeah. I wasn't. Oh yeah.
You weren't gonna sit there and carry me. Never mind then. That's fine.
I'll let you carry yourself.
That, you know what? I think that might be a better learning environment.
Yeah. I think it might be. Yeah.
Oh, I disappeared. See, okay, I made a mistake there. I tried to hide my game if I was gonna add you as a friend on Overwatch there, but my brain messed up and I just removed myself, so I just disappeared for a few seconds. Don't worry, guys, I'm not dead. So how have you been finding Overwatch 2, sort of, because Overwatch 1, like, I played a lot of, and Overwatch 2, I've been kind of getting back into it a lot. There was, like, a big hiatus where I think a lot of people who used to play when it first came out kind of took a break from it up until Overwatch 2 came out, or at least that was my experience. I'm curious, like, what your response to it has been, sort of, in comparison to Overwatch 1, and how it's been feeling so far.
I'm definitely enjoying it a lot more. I think I like the, there are definitely a lot of aspects about 6v6 that I missed, or that I miss, like, tank synergy, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
like, that was what really got me, like, when I first started playing Overwatch 1. I started as a DPS character, or a DPS player, but I guess after some time and went along, and I, started to understand the game more, I thought, like, just having, like, that tank synergy and, like, basically, one player, you're one player, but everything you need to do is going to be, like, in line with your other tank. I thought that was really fun, so that's kind of when I switched to tank. So I definitely missed that, like, a ton, but at the end of the day, FPS games are my favorite, and Overwatch 2 is much more like an FPS game. Just because, like, there's just less stuns, there's, like, tank synergy is not, like, determining the entire game.
Yeah.
There's no less stuns. That's the big thing, right? Like, I like being in control of my character.
Yeah, it definitely feels like a very different game, and it's sort of, in a big way, it does feel better to play, especially after, I mean, I mean, Overwatch 1 was sort of going into the region of... it felt like every new meta was sort of worse than the last. I mean, obviously we had the hallowed G-word, the comp which shall not be named, which was the thing for like a whole year, which made the game more like a MOBA than an FPS, and then there was Double Shield, and then there was, you know, Bunker when Orisa was super popular, and I did not enjoy that time because I didn't find Orisa very fun, but being the main tank player with my friends, I had to play Orisa if we wanted to be competitive still.
Yeah, literally the exact same for me. Like, you put it so well. Like, when I was coaching people during that time, I literally would tell them that, like, all right, you're not playing an FPS game, you are playing a MOBA. All we're gonna do is talk about our abilities and how we use our abilities, and nothing else really matters. Whenever you're shooting, you're just gonna be shooting their shield. So like, it's not really, you don't really have to aim very much. Just hit their shield, right? Like. That's definitely kind of silly.
Just hit the shields. But... yeah, well, what was it Seagull said about it? It's just like it had gone from being an FPS to this shield shooting simulator, and it definitely stopped being something that I enjoyed playing. So, balance patch has come through. I know I enjoy Hog, and I've heard Hog is meta, but also Monkey is my favorite character. So I don't know. On Sanctuary, it's fairly closed in. So I think Sanctuary. No, never mind. I got it mixed up. That's Mecha Base I'm thinking of.
Right. Yeah, so I'm right there with you. Monkey, you know, is definitely still my favorite too. I honestly think Monkey's better than Hog. I might end up being wrong about that.
I think my game crashed. Give me a moment.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no, I'm gonna get banned.
That's a brutal start. It looks like you're still in it for me. I mean, I still see the game and I still see the counter clicking down, so I don't.
Wait, it's frozen for me. What?
Oh no!
It's a good thing I left voice chat. I'm gonna be hearing a load of gamer words like with it very soon. Oh no!
They're definitely unhappy with you already.
What the fuck? Okay, I'm gonna have, if I oh yeah, it's still, look, it's still sharing for you. Like you can see it moving. But...
yeah, no, I see it counting down. Yeah, I can.
What?
Yeah,
oh no!
What do you see on your end?
It's just a pure black screen for me.
Oh,
I'm gonna. Oh no. Okay, I'm guessing
you're
gonna have to.
You're about to be removed for activity.
Oh god.
Hey, 15-minute ban.
15-minute ban. Let's go, chat. This is good. This is fantastic. Okay. See, my chat could see it too. Like the game is working fine there as well. I should have just played it through. Just stared at OBS instead. All right. I guess I'm just gonna have to deal with getting coached in fucking quick play. All right.
Oh gosh,
it's better than nothing. Actually, no, I should restart my game first.
You probably should restart your game, yeah.
That is so weird. I haven't played since the new balance patch came out because I've been really busy, so I feel like that maybe something changed. Something must have changed. Oh no. Alright, great start. I'll remember to reshare my game when I get it booted up.
Yeah, we'll chalk that up to bad luck.
Yeah, listen, I have the immense good fortune of getting coached by, you know, such a player with so many different accolades, a decorated veteran of this game, and I have the bad luck of my game just not fucking working at all.
Yeah, not a great start, Vox. I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed at all.
Listen.
We got lots of work to do here.
Listen, put me back in, coach. I feel like I can really make this work if you just got to believe in me for a little bit, okay?
Okay, all right. I guess I can give you a chance to turn it around.
Yeah. Don't bench me, coach, please. You know, I feel like I'm better than this. I just had a bad day. What the fuck am I doing? I'm on such autopilot. I just picked Hog in an FFA like a complete degenerate. Let me get off of this.
Oh, here. Let me send you my VTAG. I'll hop in the quick play game with you since we're just playing a quick.
Oh, let's go. Okay, hold on. Let me hide my game so I can add you without doxing your thing. Hold on. Add friend. Boop, boop. My endorsement level has gone from 2 to 1. No. I lost those precious endorsement levels. That's so sad. All right, let me know when you got the friend request.
Yeah, I accepted it. You can invite me.
Nice. Okay. There you go. All right. Attempt number 2. Let's see if this works.
You I know we were talking about heroes you like. Do you enjoy playing Hog a lot?
It really depends. I mean, I like very aggressive tanks where you have an easy time picking off squishies. I mean, that's why I love Monkey so much, and I also just relate to him on a personal level, you know. I mean, Winston Wednesday. Whenever who was it? Frogger posts his Winston Wednesday videos every Wednesday. It's like that Gandalf licking a graham cracker thing every Monday, and that it just kind of helps me get through the week. But that's why I think I'm also somewhat excited to maybe try learning Hog a little bit, because I think there's an aspect to him where I feel like a lot of Hog, I think, might be sort of transferable to other heroes, because obviously Winston, Reinhardt, there's really no need to aim, whereas there's at least some need to aim with Hog, especially with those right clicks and the hook too.
Right. Yeah, you're definitely right about that. And
I'm going for it. I'm going for it.
No, get away from me.
Shit, where'd you go? Fuck.
I can fly.
God fucking damn it. Where did he go?
Yeah, you definitely good thoughts about Hog, and yeah, like I said, Winston, Hog's also just like, he's very, he's kind of just very, you can just play him very selfishly, right? You don't really have to worry about anything else, and like, you know, if you ever get frustrated by playing Winston or something, you know, it's always like, be like ace up your sleeve, just like go Hog, and just like, alright, I'm the DPS now, you know?
Having a pocket pick is a really, like, kind of exciting idea, and for me, for a while, I've always just been sort of rotating on the main tanks, like, obviously, because back when I was the main tank in the tank duo I used to play with, it would always just be Ryan, Winston, or Orisa, depending on what was meta at the time. And I think what's been nice about Overwatch 2 is, like, there is actually a lot more choice on the tanks that you get to play. I mean, at the moment, it would probably be, you know, I've been enjoying learning Zarya a lot while she was still meta in the first patch, and Sigma is also really fun as well with the stupid amount of damage you can put out.
Right. Yeah, that's definitely enjoyable. You know, in Overwatch 1, like, because everything was dictated by, like, the tank synergy, right, you did kind of feel like you were just forced on, you know, one role, or like you were forced to, like, whatever your other tank picked, you know, you kind of had to pick something that kind of worked with them, right? But now you really can play whatever, which is pretty cool. I think it's a good idea to want to have multiple in your arsenal as well, just because, like, especially if, like, I don't know, if you play something like Monkey, you know, a lot of people will probably be eager to switch and, like, try to counterpick you if you are kind of dominating. So having, like, a, you know, when the things that people are kind of going to swap to when they see a Monkey owning them, they're going to swap to, like, Roadhog, you know, Bastion, Reaper, that kind of thing.
Especially considering
so maybe
how good Reaper is at the moment, like, Jesus.
Right. So having like an Orisa, like, to be ready to counter pick to is, like, really powerful. Like, that's kind of, you know, I've been playing all the roles in Overwatch 2. I kind of like playing everything. So, like, when I play DPS, I'll start on Junkrat, and Junkrat's, like, my favorite DPS to play. And then when everyone goes, like, you know, the constant things that, like, people swap to counter, like, a Junkrat, like a D.Va, and they just, like, fly at me the whole time, then I just swap to Mei, right? So it's kind of like rock paper scissors. You want to go one thing, I'll go one thing, right?
Yeah, that is true. Yeah,
that can be definitely very helpful with tank.
Yeah, that's true. I definitely need to, and that's another thing, is that I think just getting good at tracking and headshots and stuff, which has always been, like, my weakness, I think. You know, transferable skills that I can use to pick up a lot of different characters would be good. And so Reinhardt is just, okay, he's right here already.
Very fast, man.
Nice. Let me see if I can get this Mercy. Never mind. Where'd she go?
Oh. That wrist is just running you down.
Yeah. Hang on. No, never mind. Man.
They're spawned.
It is quick play.
You're bullying them. Poor Orisa.
Yeah, I think that's... I never really got too good at Hog, but I think the thing I always used to enjoy the most about him whenever it required that I went Hog is how sort of... It feels very easy to play him because you can... you can be a lot more stupid on Hog. Like, you can just make a lot of mistakes on Hog and get away with them that you wouldn't really be able to do on other characters, because he's able to just kind of get killed and then, or get a load of damage in and then just walk away slowly, which is always really funny.
Right.
Never mind, we got bullied back. It's fine.
No, you're definitely right. He's a really good character. Like, kind of just letting you get a big part of Overwatch that I try to preach a lot is just like understanding when to use your abilities and how to use them right. He's really important with that, because like if you are handling your abilities like properly, you should be very, very, very hard to kill. And you know, going around corners, you know, when you need a breather, that kind of thing, just like playing natural cover, it just makes the character, like I said, just very, very self-sufficient as well, which is really important.
I think that is one of my biggest weaknesses, honestly, because I tend to sort of, I tend to panic a lot. Like, in the middle of it, I think the pressure of doing well tends to make me sort of make a lot more mistakes, and then if I'm doing badly, then I tend to sort of go on autopilot a little bit. So just sort of remembering to always be thinking at the same level is something that I really need to remember to do, but it's not always easy, definitely.
Right. I'm glad you said that, because that's a pretty common problem with a lot of the people I watch, is just making sure that they're like constantly trying to do something, right? Like, you don't want to ever just kind of just be sitting around like doing nothing, because literally the most important part about all of Overwatch is like playing aggressively, like with a high tempo, right? You just always want to be doing something, right? So like if you get one kill, you know, a lot of people like to just kind of stand around and kind of just wait, but really, you know, you want to just be pushing and to try to kill all of them, right? You don't want to only kill one of them, like, and that applies even on defense, right? Like, you don't want to like let them reset, and you want to go get all those ult charges back, right?
And it's definitely one of the most satisfying parts of, especially playing like Rhine, and even now, like, even though I do think that Monkey is like my main, I still think that like just having a really good game on Rhine is one of like the best feelings that you can have in this game, and it's that sort of, I mean, I miss the days when we had 2 tanks and Rhine could shatter, swing into a grav, and get his ult back in about 5 seconds and then do it again.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, that's definitely I have some of those memories like ingrained in my brain that I think are just gonna be in there forever. Like just shattering, getting nanoed into a grab, and like having shatter like in one swing.
They're all just standing in spawn. Like, this poor Orisa is trying to push by herself.
Yeah, their widows just keep trying to shoot me. I don't know. Ryan is Ryan. I haven't got to play much Ryan in this game yet, just because I don't know. But he really is quite fun. It's so funny that he's like a dive tank now. Like I remember when I first like, oh, I'm gonna give you a heal station. Oh no! I remember when I first saw like the change to like being able to cancel your pin. I wasn't really excited for that, because I feel like, you know, when you pin in, like if you mess it up, you should get punished for it.
Yeah.
But now it's kind of, now that I've actually kind of experienced, it's just so much fun, because like every fight you like try to pin as deep as you can and then cancel your pin and just start spinning in circles.
It definitely encourages bad behavior on Ryan, but I also think that it gives a lot more opportunities for you to do like a lot of interesting stuff.
I agree with that.
Just the classic charge them up to a cliff, but instead of going off with them, now you actually get to live, which is quite nice. But then maybe charging someone off the edge and dying with them is part of the classic Reinhardt experience, and new players won't get to have that anymore.
Well, you know, thankfully you still can pin off the map. You don't have to stop your pin. You can still pin off the map. It's okay.
You can still
just because you can doesn't mean you have to.
Still be a Reinhardt purist, like someone who's faithful to the old ways.
Yeah.
The payload has reached.
Everyone heal up. Fade into darkness.
Oh, god damn it.
Oh no.
God damn it, I almost had that. Yeah, but I think, even though this is quick play, like I did just have a moment of like, almost muscle memorying and just using my abilities off cooldown, even though I just like used my E while I'm antied, which is obviously like not what you should be doing, but I think I just panicked.
Right. Yeah, I kind of looked at you right there. You know, it's not actually always a bad thing to E while you're anti, because you do still get the damage reduction, right?
That's true, yeah.
But what's important is just like staying when you are not when you don't have your cooldowns, making sure that like you are able to like kind of break line of sight by like going around the corner or something, right? Because I saw where you were standing. Like you didn't necessarily have to really walk forward, right? Like you could have just kind of slowed down and backed up and waited for your cooldowns to come back or to get healed up before you tried to go too aggressive, right?
That's true, but I was. Oh shit, we C9. Never mind. We lost a quick play game. Nice.
Yeah, they were just too good.
Feels
what can
good.
you do?
Yeah, no, that was some other pro players on their ult on that team or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Look at this guy. I don't want to watch this play. Let's get out of here. Let's hang glide out of this loser emporium. Okay, is my ban still in effect? 1 minute. All right, so we'll just wait for that then.
1 minute. Okay.
All right, so it doesn't look like the bug we had is permanently a problem, which is good. So whatever, we will just hope that that doesn't happen again.
Yeah, that'd be messed up.
I need to have some more coffee.
How do you take your coffee?
How do I take my coffee? I like milky but with no sugar. Like latte tends to be my favorite.
Yeah, same. I'm with you there. I like iced drinks much more.
Ah, iced coffee. Iced coffee is nice. Like if I get iced coffee, I like to have it super bitter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I am not a fan of bitter coffee at all.
Really? No. I don't like bitter tea. Like if I have tea, I always have sugar in it. But if I have coffee, I tend to enjoy it a lot more bitter. I don't know why.
Right.
All right, can you see that?
Yep, you're good.
Nice. All right, excited to finally get into the meat of it. 25 minutes into the stream.
Let's try this again.
All right, listen. I've heard rumors that there will be balance changes for Doomfist in the Season 2 patch, and I'm very excited for that.
Right. Yeah, there probably will be. I'm weird about Doom just because I don't know. So many people seem to think that he's just like the worst tank ever, and it's like not even close, and like this character is like useless. But I think he's honestly already pretty strong. I think like his ults could use a small buff.
Oh yeah.
But I think this character is like criminally underrated.
Really?
And I think it's just because he's like so difficult to play. Like he's definitely one of the hardest characters in like the whole game to play. He's definitely not like he's not like crazy, but he's definitely not bad.
That is a very like spicy take. You might be the first person I've ever heard saying that Doomfist is good, because so far the only people I've seen doing well on Doomfist are you know, one tricks like Zebra and people like that who, to be fair, have been doing like insane work on him, but you know, it definitely feels like he's not really got much going for him. But you know, maybe I agree, definitely one of the hardest tanks to play, especially considering how low his damage is and how squishy he is compared to other tanks.
Right. He just gets so much value out of like the empowered punch. Like we were talking about, so much of Overwatch 2 is like so different, and it's like so much FPS, so much more FPS-y. But then this character has like this massive like AOE stun that, like, you know, has a huge hitbox and, you know, can be decently reliably hit, right? I'm a little worried about how everyone perceives him right now, and like a crazy buff, because if he does get like a crazy buff and he does become meta, like it's just gonna be like, it's gonna honestly be like Overwatch 1 all over again. Like the tank's just gonna be hitting like, you know, 3, 4, 5 man stuns like every fight, and everyone's gonna be like, this is just.
It's really interesting. Doom to me has always kind of felt like he's only ever been either dominating the meta or he's been like very underwhelming. You know, like they make a couple changes and then suddenly he's just like one-shotting supports in the backline and getting out unscathed, and you know, but maybe now he's in kind of like a lull, and then they'll buff him a tiny bit, and he'll become completely stupid again. All right.
You're very right about that. That's for sure.
Just one more mission.
Dorado, this is one of my favorite monkey maps in the whole game. So.
Yeah, you know it.
Fitting.
Looking forward to it.
And you're in, and you're moving around. Let's go. Good improvement already.
Yeah.
But I am
Yeah, moving around. Yeah, I actually remember to pick a hero this time.
Yeah.
So you're saying, so what's interesting about this is you're saying that if I actually click on a hero and I then start moving around and playing the game, I won't then be removed. Interesting. Okay, this is like the first major thing that I've learned today.
Yeah, definitely write that one down. That's a big part.
Okay, so for me, first point, Dorado, I struggle to know what to do first a lot of the time. What would your sort of port of call be? Like, what do you think about on this first point? Because high ground, obviously, jumping high ground can be good and get a lot of value, but it's also quite dangerous, and it, you know. So what would your kind of thought process
So
be?
if you have bubble available, I don't think it is that dangerous. Just jumping up to this roof that you're zapping at right now, just to like make sure that no one's up there and like give yourself a high ground. Now that you're up here and no one's up here, you can like kind of drop down towards these squishies and
good idea.
You know, it kind of gives you positioning. Like, you know, a really big part of Overwatch 2 that's different from Overwatch 1 is like you very rarely want to be like fighting tanks. Like very rarely do you want to interact with the other tank. So trying to find like right at the very beginning of this game, you kind of zapped him a bit. Your first thought should basically be like, how can I get around him and how can I get towards like the squishier characters? Because like, you know, if you're just gonna try to fight the tank, like not only are you getting less ult charge off of him because of his passive, you're also just trying to kill a 600 HP character who's getting, you know, hard pocketed by 2 supports, right? At least in Overwatch 1, you got full ult charge for zapping the tank, and you know the support's healing was kind of split between 2 tanks, right?
That's true, and yeah, tanks just across the board, they've got more health than before. So going for the squishies. I mean, it's always been Winston's job, but now it's more than ever. No, I completely agree with you, and that makes a lot of sense. I think it's difficult, especially when there's such a big hitbox, and it's so satisfying to just left click on something that's easy to hit. But you know.
Right.
You just gotta.
Well, I hope you. I hope you can hit the squishies as Winston. I hope they're not that evasive that you're like struggling to like zap.
Don't underestimate how blind I can be whenever I play really any game. Okay, we've got to completely go to DPS Moira supporting us, so I really don't have to try at this. But look at that 3K, Jesus Christ.
I mean that first point you pretty much you played that first point like very well.
Thank you.
You're like not even talking. It's kind of funny that you're just like totally talking about something different while you're just like getting on those squishies. So yeah, right now just, you know, recognize how far the cart is back, and then just kind of try to see how much free cart time you can allow your teammates to take.
Definitely.
Right?
Yeah,
like, you don't want to necessarily go take a fight right now, but like, you know, just getting ready to, you know,
hold them off
fight
as long
when
as possible.
You know, exactly. Fight when they start to 1 and 2 contest.
Alright, that's gonna be difficult. Okay, I'm just gonna try and.
But he's on the low ground, so now you can go up to this high ground completely free, right?
Well, unless he hooks me out of my jump, you know, then it becomes a problem. But
right.
that was just bad luck because I was looking up top to jump, and then I didn't really notice when he came around the corner.
I keep on trying. On my way.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, there he is. Oh, he's got no hook. We try to go for the squishes around back and sort of be stupid with Primal. I can't really use Primal for much other than oh, my game fucking crashed again. Oh no.
You're kidding.
I am not wait. I can do this. If for some reason I can still
you're in game, so
I can still see it on OBS. So what I have to do is look in the corner of my vision, select the game, and I can still play.
Okay, that seems you're already in game, so you can just like restart Overwatch, right? Because you're not gonna.
Thankfully, you'll be able to play it. I can play it at a lower. It's at a lower FPS, but I can still play it on my monitor to my left. So I'm just gonna be looking in the corner for a little bit. Maybe getting a slight neck cramp, but otherwise I should be fine. I think I can kill Bap here. I got Bap.
Nice.
Alright, it's not the end of the world. I don't know why it's like specifically removing it for the main game, but then anything that's reading it, like anything that's trying to project the game, is completely fine. Okay, we should have this. I'm gonna go for Kiriko.
That's so bizarre.
I don't know where she went. Oh.
Whoa, what a hook.
Ugh. Disgusting. That was silly. That was a silly jump. Do we have any healers? Moira. Okay, Moira's DPSing. It's fine. Shouldn't be surprised. Okay, I can get that. I can get that. Never mind. Okay, Hog v Winston going surprisingly well. Normally one of my weaknesses.
Nice, nice. The biggest part of playing like a Hog or a Winston v Hog is just kind of keeping track of where he is, right? And you know, keeping track of his like hook cooldown. But like because he doesn't have very much mobility, right? You can it's not super hard to kind of just ignore him, right? Like you can kind of just go where he's not.
He's gone Sigma now. Oh, that's gonna be good.
Oh yeah, this is very good.
Oh. I resent Genjis for the amount of times they get nanoed and I don't.
Yeah, that's good. That's good reasoning. Always makes me so sad when I like want a nano as monkey and then someone's like, no, I'm saving it for nano blade, and then I look and our Genji's like 30%. It's like, no, just build another one, please. Make it stop.
It's like, no, I'm just gonna hold nano. Like we only need it for nano blade. Nothing else in this game has any value.
Yep.
Alright, so where? Never mind.
So here's a fine time to zap him, just because everyone on his team's basically dead, right? Like there's
oh, never mind.
Yeah, Sojourn will just insta kill him.
Sojourn
So yeah,
that.
this is good.
Nice, okay, I'm just gonna go up spawn, stop Sojourn. Unless...
That was nice, good job.
Very nice.
Do you, by the way, do you play on full screen?
Yes. Should I not be doing that?
I mean, you could try windowed borderless and see if that helps. That might help your issue where you.
Oh, I
can't
am
see
in
the
borderless
game.
windowed. Let me try full screen instead. Never mind.
It was just a thought. I don't know.
No. You're right. That might have been a shout, but nope. Window doesn't make a difference either. All right, I'm just gonna have to be staring at the corner this whole time, but no matter.
That's so rough. All right, that's fine.
So, first point, defense. Do you think Monkey... I mean, I like playing Monkey on defense on payload, especially on maps like Gibraltar. Is it still good here, or should I maybe try something else?
Yep. Monkey's absolutely gonna be great the whole time.
Nice.
So one of your biggest problems on that attack was kind of like the way you position like before like the fight has actually started, or like after you guys have like already won the fight and you can kind of take control of the map. So on defense, that's gonna be like the entire thing. So like setting up here, and you want to try not to get poked out and like have to jump back before like your team's actually ready to help you, right? So like early on you can drop down and you can give them some zaps, but you want to jump back up before you take like a ton of damage, because when you have to jump from like, you know, the cart back to like where the rest of your team's going to be holding and give up all that space, that's when the fight gets a lot harder, right? So just try not to get poked out as early as you
Okay.
just try to stay in the spot as long as possible, basically.
Nice. I see. They've got a wrist this time? Okay, that's good. That's a good start. Orisa and Torb. Torb's anti. Oh god. The temptation to just drop on him. But I probably wouldn't be a good idea for me.
So you can drop down, just make sure you jump back up, right? Like you just jump back up
Just
before you
save
take a ton of
jump,
damage.
yeah.
Yeah, because like they don't have a lot of things that can really go up on the roof on you, right? So yeah, now you can just jump up for free. Now you can just don't peek, just get healed up, and then once you get healed up, then you can drop back down on them.
The only disadvantage. The FPS is one thing, but my model is covering up my fucking health bar. So I'm not sure when I'm low or not. No. I'm just gonna have to rely on the red indicator ring to tell when to let me know when I should jump out. Alright, well Genji's dead anyway, so that's fine. Where's Kiriko? I'm gonna get on her. Alright, see, I see the red, so that means I'm low health. I don't need a health bar, it's fine.
It's so funny from my perspective because you were like literally 30 health and you were just walking at the arrest, just like if she had looked at you, you would have just died. You're just like, nah.
You know, it's all about that inner confidence. It's like when you're about to do the stranger shuffle. You know, you're not sure who's gonna get out of the way. You just look at them wide-eyed and oh shit, I'm nanoed. Never mind. You just look at them wide-eyed and you tell them, no, you're gonna move for me. You know, the Orisa's like, maybe he's not 30 health. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, you were 4 HP. By
I was 4 HP.
You're still 4.
I'm still. Oh shit!
There's no was about it.
Oh no.
I was 4 HP. No, you're 4 HP now, bro.
It's fine. I don't even need a health bar. It's fine. All right. We may have to take after this match. We may have to take a quick break. I'll try like verifying game files or something and see if that fixes it. Because I used to have an issue where the game would like fully crash beforehand in sort of like a similar way. Like the screen would freeze and I wouldn't be able to get it started back up. So it's maybe every patch is just going to start doing that for me now until I verify. So I'll have to quickly do that just to check on it.
You could check like your NVIDIA like Overwatch settings as well.
True.
Do that instead of through game.
4 HP, Andy, you get the fuck out of here. Oh, they gone right? Okay. I am fine. Alright. Hopefully I can just sort of sixth sense when my health bar is 3.
Well, you are half right now.
Oh shit. Alright, well we almost full held that, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. It's crazy how well you're playing with not being able to see your HP. Like that was so like you primaled the backline, you had them completely split, and then you just kind of ignored the backline and turned around to the people that were like, you know, that were fighting that you had split off from the fight. Like that was like quintessential Winston fight. That was like really good.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
This is so surreal for me because I'm so used to like, I don't know, not getting like bullied by my teammates. It's like because we're all British, it's like friendly bullying, but still like getting complimented on my tank play is not something I'm used to. So it's definitely good for my motivation to keep playing.
Excellent.
Bastard.
We did talk a lot about you know, wanting to play aggressive, right? And that's a lot of that does come from confidence. So that's good. I'm gonna keep gassing you up then, because playing confident is like that's what you want.
Very
you
nice.
want to.
Oh, I could
You
really,
want to believe you're the best player in the server.
I will be paying your. Oh shit! I'll be paying your, what is it, Metafy coaching fee just to have you compliment me for an hour.
Perfect.
Not quite, but I am closer than I was before.
Here for you, just clapping, do some dances whenever you get a kill.
Just fully gaslight me into thinking I'm better than I am. Gaslight me the way I gaslight myself. If I win, it's I carried. If I lose, team diff, nothing I could do.
Yep.
Alright, not bad. was 4 HP there, I guess. Damn. I'm thinking...
When you popped Primal, you were like that.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
What am I thinking? I don't know. I'm feeling like maybe... Well, nah, I won't swap. I won't swap. They've got so many diveable targets.
Right.
I think it's just my default. Like if I get killed a few times, I'm just like, how can I change this up? How can I be doing something different? But I think Monkey is still the call, definitely. Man.
So like right here, like when their team is like that far back, you know, just try to be a little bit more patient and like just jump up to this high ground and like control the high ground and then kind of like let them walk forward and then just use the like because you're on the high ground above them, then you can just drop off the height and you like will have your jump pack cooldown available to like help you escape, right?
Okay, that makes sense.
It's like right here, you're up on the height. Now you can just think about like, you know, where's their squishies? That's Kiryu just TP'd away. Just drop down. Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
Oh my god, that's huge. Okay, I'll bear that in mind. That was good.
Yeah, that is you know, we're gonna talk about that when we go into the replay after that. But that is the biggest issue that we've noticed this defense is just kind of patrolling the high ground, right? There's a lot of times where you're kind of just chilling on the low ground, and you know exactly what I said like earlier about like not wanting to like really face their tank, but find ways around him. Like if he wants to keep pushing the low ground, then you can just set up here above him and just kind of let him go under you and then drop on the squishies, right?
Oh, man, I could have been the one to get him. It should have been me.
So right here, they're down 2. Like, let's go take a fight to them, right? This is where we can be really aggressive because, like, you know, this is what I said about not wanting to just like sit around, right? If you kill a couple people, like, you don't want to just like let them respawn. You want to go kill them all and build all this ult charge, right? And stagger their deaths. Like, you know, it's good that you didn't go and keep going in there. Like,
yeah,
that was good. That was
that's
good
true.
restraints. But definitely right idea.
It's definitely a weakness. Oh shit! Never mind. We go in. Definitely a weakness of mine is that I don't look at the kill feed closely enough. Like sometimes I will just go into a fight assuming everyone's still alive because I haven't noticed. It would be nice if I could see my health bar in that instance, definitely.
Yeah, I should have been your eyes.
No, it's fine. It's got to be me. It's got to be me. I can't be the one to. I can't be the one to rely on you. But never mind. Junkrat is carrying. All right, nice. But yeah, I tend to sort of tunnel vision on whatever I'm doing specifically at that moment, and I think checking other aspects of the game, like who's alive, who's dead, can get kind of challenging at times. And so I think if I'm able to like remember to look at the kill feed, I think that, but that's sort of just something that comes with practice, I guess.
Right, but yeah, definitely. But also, like the fact that you can recognize that is like really good because something when I was in the Overwatch League, I often tell my students that the button I would push the most would be like the tab button, you know, just to bring up the, you know, who's alive on which team, so I can you know always be aware of who's alive, you know, what ultimates, what they're actually playing, so I can constantly be thinking about like, you know, are they making adjustments? Is there someone new that I should be kind of focusing on, that kind of thing. But pressing tab a lot to you know, on top of looking at the kill feed is definitely really important. So that's definitely something you should be thinking about too. So
all right, I'm gonna scan repair, see if we can fix that. But yeah, that was like I feel as though I did learn like a couple really key things there, and I think that my mistake with Monkey is like, I don't know, the dopamine that this game gives you when you get a good dive, it lies to you, and I keep sort of, if I see squishies, I will immediately just beeline it straight for them without really thinking about the consequences. Sort of like, I know to save my jump for how to get out, but what I'll also do is if one of them is low, I'll kind of forget that and just sort of try to get them down. And even if I do, I often die as well. But the whole thing about controlling high ground and just sort of waiting until they're in a good position is a really like important thing, and I need to remember that definitely. Like I felt like that game went much better than it could have.
Definitely. And then, you know, when you are able to get back in the game, like I can hop into that replay code and I can point out some specific instances where that was happening. You're definitely, you hit the nail on the head. That is like the big thing that I wanted to take from that game. So, you know, we're going to talk about that, and then you can try to apply it to the next game. But that idea of like you know, there were some times where like you did see the supports like in the back, and your brain just said monkey see supports, monkey jump, and you kind of just threw it on them. But like your team was just so far back, right? Like, you know, it's
Mm.
okay to when you have that really powerful high ground positioning, it's okay to kind of just like wait and give them space so that like, because when you jump, like if you just jump the back line, you know, the second you see them, if your team's not ready or if their tank hasn't walked forward, you're just going to be landing on the tank, and like then 5 people are going to hit you, right? But if you
Yeah.
like let the tank walk in a little bit before you jump in, you know, then that tank has to decide like, you know, do I turn around and give up all that space that I just walked forward to like hit this monkey, or do I keep going forward to try to pressure them, or like, you know, you force that decision where, you know, if you jump super early, it's just going to be like, all right, their monkey's already in, we're all standing here because we haven't even walked in yet, let's just all 5 of us hit him until he dies, right?
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely, definitely, definitely. So yeah, I guess a really important thing would be a little bit of like a of like a mental flowchart, I guess, for when you're playing monkey, because I think for me the two biggest issues would probably be like tunnel visioning on supports without really considering what's around me. But I guess that would sort of account for most of what the issue is, because I think another thing that I kind of struggle with is not accounting for where my team is at a given time. Like, I'm definitely that tank slash DPS player who sort of complains about not getting healed when really I was behind a wall the whole time and I wasn't really thinking about where, especially considering so many people in the lower ranks still play like so much Ana, who sort of has that problem a lot where if they're stood too far back in a good position, their DPS or tanks will get really aggressive, and then Ana has like literally no opening to be able to heal them.
Hmm. Yeah, that's good. Your self-awareness is quite impressive. It's really good that like, you know, so many of your like so many of the issues that I was pointing out, or like that I have wrote down on my other monitor right now, are things that like you're already talking about. So like that's really promising. That's cool that you're aware that you often line of sight your supports and then wonder why you're not getting healed. Like,
No,
I wish everyone could do that, because that is you're like 0.001% of people. Like most people are not like that at all. They're just like they'll just do it over and over again and wonder why they're losing and why their support sucks so bad.
Nah, that is that classic British self-hatred. You can't live without it. But I think but yeah, no, like for me, I think I am self-aware of like a lot of what I need to do to improve, but also I think I kind of forget that in the moment. Like for me, another issue that I have, which we won't really be able to you won't really be able to see me shot call, because obviously like with the we're not allowed to go on VC with randoms, because obviously they can like say anything, and that can tend to be like a problem, and sort of so you know we tend not to be able to do that. But when I am playing tank, obviously it's their job to sort of be the main leader of the team, to be the shot caller a lot of the time anyway. And when the fight isn't really going all that well, I tend to sort of get overwhelmed and focus only purely on one thing. I just hyper focus on a single thing that I'm doing, whether it's like just diving a squishy, making sure I track them, and then I kind of get really quiet. And I think what that can also mean is that if I'm really quiet, I tend not to think about what's going on just purely in my own game, and then I sort of forget about other things around me. So I don't know. I guess that's just down to practice as well, but it feels like it's always been a problem, you know?
Yeah. So I mean, I think that kind of just comes down to I guess kind of what you were saying about like kind of the flow chart of the fight, but like, you know, once you jump in on like the squishies and like you go towards like the back line, you get on the supports, you know, what happens after that is, you know, really important, right? Like did they just like die? Did they get their abilities forced and run away? And like, you know, just constantly thinking about like what's next, right? Like, you know, you jump in on squishies, the Kiriko TPs away, or the Moira fades away, or the Ana, you know, nades herself and gets away from you. What do you do next? And like, you know, rather that's, you know, if you're healthy enough still, you can maybe keep trying to chase the support and go follow them again. You know, if you're hurt, like jumping back to your supports or towards like the high grounds where, you know, you can be a lot safer. Obviously, it just depends a lot, but it is just a big part of just like thinking about, you know, what's next. Like, right, like think about what you were able to get out of that, you know, your first jump, and what's vulnerable now, right? Whether it's yourself or the people whose abilities you just forced.
Think ahead at all times. Definitely going to be difficult, but I see the value in it, because I don't know, like I think that's the thing. My reaction times are pretty good, but I tend to sort of be so focused on what I'm doing at that given moment that I really struggle to be able to anticipate what might be happening next. Like, I'm also really, really bad at ult tracking. You know, I tend to sort of think, he might have Shadow when he's had Shadow for, like, the past 2 fights.
Right. Okay. Alright, cool. So I'm glad I have a good idea for the next game. What we can try to do for this next game, that's going to help that, and also your other big problem, which was kind of just, you know, how you set up before the fights and how you kind of position like pre-fights. We can just, you know, you can just talk to me about, you know, what your plan is for the fight. You know, every time before a fight starts, like, just be like, all right, so here I want to start in this place, and I want to, you know, I'm starting in this place because of this, right? And just try to see if you can kind of try to talk me through your thought process and like why you're doing what you're doing, right?
That is a really good idea. I'll definitely try to do that, because I think that might sort of... I guess then, when I go into my own games, what I can try and do is like remember what it is you were saying back to me, and sort of, you know, maybe have a little bit of a memory of how that worked, and then I don't know, we'll see how it works. So definitely a bizarre team comp here. What would you recommend? Like, because I'm not super. I think on mid, especially since it's changed, I always used to go Zarya on Midtown.
Oh wait, did you go into another game?
Oh yeah, I did. Sorry. I didn't share my screen.
Oh,
I forgot to share
no,
my screen. Yeah, no. All right, there we go. You see that?
Yep, you're good.
So yeah, on Midtown, what would you recommend at the moment? Just because, like, I'm trying to just broaden it, you know, play whoever. But then also I've been having fun with the Monkey stuff. But then is Monkey very good here? I'm not sure.
So I think this is a really tough team comp because Lucio Mercy is like one of the worst support lineups you can play.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna suggest here, let's start on Monkey, just because I know you like playing Monkey so much.
Okay.
Let's start on Monkey. See how the first fight goes, and if you just explode because like you're not getting healed or something, then that's when we can consider going like Roadhog.
I think, yeah, Hog is like so self-sufficient. He's very much like
or Junker Queen, right? Like I don't know if you play her at all.
I have
but
not played much.
Something that will let you
Queen?
heal yourself.
She is definitely a lot of fun to play though. So, oh dear. The instant pick. All right, well, something good might happen here. All right, that's good. Oh shit, I got hit by a sign. Hang on, one of them's out here. Okay, we shouldn't try going through that. I'm going to jump to the opposite high ground and see if I can surprise them a little bit.
Awesome.
I mean, that was a terrible idea. That's where they all are. Okay, yeah, not a lot. I think...
So that's okay. Yeah, I mean, swapping to Hog's fine now, because it's going to be very hard with Lucio Mercy. That idea was actually really good if you had done it before when you turned around after you killed that Junkrat and went on the Genji and like put your bubble on the Genji. You know, the Genji was just very easy for him to dash away from you, right? If that decision to go under them and jump towards that backline happened when you had bubble, that would have been like the perfect play.
Yeah, that's it. Just remember not to sort of muscle memory the bubble, to just use it and think about using it and use it when it's appropriate. Fuck.
Very much so. Yes, that was a good sleep by her.
It was really good, yeah. The stray little fucking... Oh my god.
That was pretty unlucky. I will say though, just because we were talking about this earlier, after you get antied there, literally, I'm gonna use my self heal to walk away just to get that damage reduction. Because like, yeah, it sucks that you're not gonna get the health, but giving yourself that damage reduction so you can get around that corner, you know, probably could have resulted in you living there.
That's very interesting. Okay, I'll try and bear that in mind, because I feel like I've just hammered it into myself not to do it while I'm anti. So like, you know, because I'm like less value or whatever. But if it's definitely the least value you can get is dying, so...
Yeah, right.
Uh-oh. Never mind.
Oh, nice. That's a good parting pick.
That was pretty good.
So one thing I noticed, the first thing when you turned around that corner, like you went under the train, the first thing you did was you turned to your right and you tried to throw your hook at like the Sigma. You've got to really be careful about that. You really got to try to find one of those squishies, because even if you hook that Sigma, you're just gonna do like a tiny fraction of his HP, right? Because he's just so healthy. You want to make sure that like that first cooldown cycle is being, you know, looking for one of those squishies, okay?
Where is he?
So much better thought. I mean, we just missed, but the thought was right.
Oh damn! Yeah, I was going for. I promise I wasn't going for the Sig. I was going for the junk.
Right. Yep.
Okay. die. Oh, never mind.
All right, good. So we won that. All right, your really big problem on Hog right now is that you're trying too hard to get value out of like your right clicks and not try like and just not really with your hook. Your hook should be your primary focus, right? So like after you miss your hook, instead of just like standing, you know, where you threw the hook from and just right clicking hoping to do a bunch of damage, you know, try to reposition so that you can throw a hook from a different angle. Because a lot of the time you just stood in the same angle and you just kept throwing your hook off cooldown from that same angle, and they just constantly knew where you were and they were able to just stand like just out of range of your hook, right? So while you're trying to wait for that cooldown to come back down, try to like go to a different angle and like flank around. So like right here, you miss hook, you can just like go under them and like try to, or go to the right. Yeah, this is good too. Like, you know, just constantly be keeping them. You don't want them to know where you're coming from, right? You want to be hooking from different angles and trying to catch them off guard. Nice.
That is really. I have literally never heard that tip for Hog before, but I love it. Like, I think that's it. I tend to just, again, tunnel vision. I'll just think, oh well, I missed hook. Nothing more to do now but try and get a little bit more value. But repositioning, you know, and not letting them know where I'm coming from. That's so smart.
Flanking is really, really valuable as Hog. I think something that maybe you're trying to think about too much is like you're trying to think like, I'm the tank, I need to be like frontlining, I need to be like there for my team to like tank, but you're not playing a tank, you're playing a DPS, all right? Don't feel as obligated to just like constantly be like, you know, I am the front line, you must walk through me, right? You can be like, you know, going to a different angle and trying to. This is a great thought. Now just using your whole hawk here to just stop them from touching. Remember, you can use your hook during this too.
Oh, I forgot about that. Never mind, still got the more.
yeah, no, that was really good though. But right there, like, you know, when you have whole hog and you know that they like have to come contest you on the payload, you know, that is just makes it very easy, right? Like, if they have to walk into your whole hog, that's like the easiest way to get value out of an ultimate ever.
That is so true.
Right?
Okay, I'll definitely bear that in mind. That's really good.
Alright, going up to this high ground behind you.
Okay, never mind, I gotta go up the stairs, never mind. Never mind.
Oh yeah, other direction.
There are no stairs.
Figuring out the new map, it's all good.
Yeah, no, I don't know shit about this map.
Good. This is a great flank. Good thought.
Oh, I didn't reload. Fuck! I didn't reload.
Yeah. All right.
Classic blunder.
Yeah. Yep. All right. That was really good though. You were much more eager to use the flank. One thing I will say, and maybe this was just because we were a little lost on just like the new map, and we weren't exactly sure where to go. But using the high ground, you know, that's going to be very useful on every tank, right? So like right there. You know, there's like that little bridge that was above you. You can absolutely go up there and just like chill up top there and kind of like wait for your team to get that free card time, and then wait for their tank to walk forward. And when their tank walks forward, that's when you kind of like, you know, almost jump over his head and like throw towards the squishies, right? But that last point, you know, there aren't many super great flank angles, so you know that's when you want to be considering like the high ground a little bit more, right?
God, yeah, no, that's definitely true, because like high ground, I think I was more like, even more so now, but I was fine like just sort of always returning to high ground as monkey, but I would tend to be too aggressive to get off of it. But on hog, I feel like I would always just sort of be down, you know, wherever I could be. So it's definitely nice to know that finding high ground at any given time is just a better thing to do.
So you don't want to do it all the time as Hog because a big part of Hog that we kind of learned from last round is making sure that they don't constantly know where you are, right? You want to be ready to switch it up. So like if you start right here, they're gonna see you very early, right? So it's fine to start up here, but you know you do want to be like backing up, like getting ready to again just surprise them, right? You don't want them to know where you're gonna throw that next hook from.
That is super true. That is super true. Okay, I'll bear that in mind. Just always be changing positions.
Yes.
Okay, they're going underneath. Shit. Oh fuck. Would have been good.
So I mean, yeah, I mean that was a, I mean that was a good trade, and that was a good thought right there. That was fine. I think you die for it. You were so close to your breather.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. Your team just doesn't have very much heal, so unless you're healing yourself, you're not gonna get healed, pretty much.
one of the few
just
times
Lucio Mercy things.
I would kill for a Plat Moira to be in my game right now, but sadly we're just stuck with a Plat Mercy.
Great. Stay on that. Don't let that res happen.
I don't know what I was hooking there. What is he hooking?
Alright, so another thing is just really stay in mind of your hook, like, and your cooldown for it, because like I was talking about, a lot of the time, like you're getting too eager to kind of just go for those right clicks, but your hook is like where, you know, where you're getting the vast majority of your power, right? So after you got that hook on that Ana, you know, I was just watching your hook cooldown, and the second your hook was available, you could have like hooked that Cassidy or hooked that Mercy, and you know, that would have just made that would have made that fight so much easier, but you kept going for like just shots without the hook, right? Just be more keen to just throw that hook really as soon as you can, right?
Like that.
Just like that. So now you got an early kill. So you almost have hook available again. You know, get ready to be throwing another one, right? Like.
I swear to God. I swear to God.
Oh, she's all yours. You got hook.
Fuck no. Oh.
There we go. Nice, Fox. Very good. No, stay aggressive. Don't let that res happen. You know, keep an eye on your hook cooldown and get ready to just throw another. Also, yeah, good.
Nice.
Excellent. Good. You're just bullying them. This is impressive. This is really good.
Keep an eye on the cooldown.
Okay,
That's such good advice.
So keep an eye on the cooldown, keep an eye on the flanks. The one last thing I want you to focus on for the rest of this game is just going to be the kill feed, and like when you get an early kill or when someone on your team gets an early kill, push and, you know, keep that fight. Like take that 4v5, take that 3v5. Like do not just like let them just like back up and reset. Like, you know, be more eager to, you know, you want to turn every kill into a team kill.
Shit. Where's the soldier at? He's going around that way. Unless he's there. Where is he? Where is everyone hiding?
Dude, you're crazy.
Oh, you're just singing by it.
But here's what I mean. All right, so you got another hook. Let's go take that fight to him. Let's go. Go fight him. They're down one. All right, so you missed. So that's fine. Let's try. Okay, well, that's fine because they're all tank.
You got two ults going, and not a lot of value. Never mind.
Oh, you're gonna do it to him.
I just locked him down.
To him.
Secure. You know I had to do it to him. Oh, and he decided to copy. He decided to copy me. It's always a good feeling. He couldn't handle it. He couldn't handle the Hoguma.
Oh, it's just rude. Oh, silly guy thinks he can out-hog you.
Oh, he might be about to.
Oh god, he might be out-hogging you. Oh no, wait, what did I say?
What the fuck? What the fuck was that? Oh shit. Oh no. Never mind. Whew. Alright. I'm gonna try and whole hog someone with hook. Never mind. Very foolish move by him.
Oh no!
Oh god, this is so scrappy. Are we good? It's over.
That was crazy.
Oh,
that was
God.
so good. Oh gosh, that was so good. So I'm like impressed, but also I feel bad because that was not plat hog gameplay. I don't know if I want to. I hope I didn't just turn you into a hog player.
No, that is first of all, that is like it's just those little tips because you're so right that when I play hog, I am just sat like I'm like a sniper. I'm a sniper who also has really bad aim. Like I'm just sat at the back trying to like, oh, I wonder if I can get a one shot with this one. Oh, I wonder if I can do that, and I'm just ignoring my hook cooldown. But God, that was really fun. I need to keep. I mean, if we're in a hog meta right now, I need to keep playing hog.
Can you wait for the queue for a second?
Oh yeah, of course.
Can you?
do.
Let's. I want to talk about a few things in that game. If
yeah, of
if we
course.
can.
All right, so let me just hide my game. Make sure I'm not showing anything I shouldn't be. But where do you find history and then replays?
Yeah, history replays. Click it
Okay,
and click
view
share.
that replay.
And just
Gotcha.
you want to click share and then I can go and control it.
Oh, excellent. Okay.
Just yeah, it'll be it's easier for me to fly around.
Okay.
So you
hold on.
can just back out and then just click share instead, and then just copy that code to me.
Okay. So it's copy. Oh, that is so interesting. I see.
Now I will share my screen, and you can join that, and
Nice.
we'll talk about a few things.
Okay. Question. Since I am streaming at the moment, how should I just show my? I'll pop that out and I'll try and show the Discord window if that's.
Yeah, that is usually what I would suggest. Does that work? Can you?
Yep, that works for me. Let me just
So they can see.
2 seconds to get that set up.
Yep.
Oh god,
No, you're good.
very speedy, Lucia. Okay. Let me just hide that. Oh god. Nope. That's the one. Okay, I'm quickly gonna switch to another window just to make sure I don't share anything I shouldn't, so hold on a minute. Hold on. And then there you go. Okay, I'm ready.
All right, so you can see it all, and it looks good.
Yeah.
Okay. So I do want to talk about this first life as a monkey, and then I got some hog notes, and then we'll we can just hop into another one, right?
Mhm.
But so what I wanted to point out here first, so like right here, this was a great flank on this Junkrat. So like that's a good kill. So right here, when you turn back around, you do kind of bonk your head there.
Yeah,
But like
yeah.
when you start walking right here, you kind of use your bubble right here on this Genji when like obviously he's just gonna be able to dash away. He's not really even gonna be doing that much damage to you. So it kind of stinks that you have to use your bubble right here because afterwards you have like a great idea. You have the right idea to jump up here and like kind of get on this backline, which is exactly what you do. You do very quickly you go under and you like or you don't even go under. I'm kidding. You just jump over top and you kind of just land behind them. This would be so insane if you were able to bubble right here because you're like full HP, you're cleaving their entire team. They're down their Junkrat, so like they're not going to have very much damage to break your bubble. Like you
Mm.
would have absolutely just destroyed them here. But because you kind of were a little too eager to use this bubble, you obviously just don't have that. And that was the kind of thing that I was noticing is I noticed on the Dorado game, just try to be a little bit more patient with that cooldown, just because if you use your bubble defensively or if you put your bubble down somewhere where you don't need it and then have to jump away from it, you're very, very vulnerable. You lose like all your offensive pressure. So making sure that you're not putting it down defensively is really, really important. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's such good advice. Yeah, just keep an eye on the bubble cooldown and use it only when you need to. Like I always knew that was a thing, but like seeing it in practice is definitely really helpful.
Right. Okay. So right here, you know, you. Oh no, this is when you die to the Junkrat. So I'm just going to point out this fight real fast, just because it's just showing how eager you were a lot of the time to like throw the hook towards the Sigma, right? You just want to
Hmm.
make sure that like, especially when you're coming through these chokes like this, and if their tank's holding up here, and you turn this corner and no one's like giving you an opportunity to throw a hook at them, you can just kind of ignore this because like this high ground, it's not super hard to ignore, right? You can kind of just walk this way and then walk over towards the points, and then once you're over here and you're kind of behind this truck, that's when a big part of the hog is just like letting them lose line of sight of you. So now they have to think like maybe you're gonna peek over here and you're gonna throw your hook. Maybe you're gonna peek on this side and throw your gonna hook, and you're just kind of giving them you're giving yourself options and making them have to think about it. Where if you just stand right here the whole time, they're just going to be like, all right, he's right there. Just play out of range of the hook, and we're not going to die because they can see any direction you want to go, right?
Hmm. So I would
So
so almost like let's say for example with the fire truck you could almost use that to kind of bait them into expecting you to come from one angle and then come from the other. So you could sort of be walking towards the left and then when they can't see you, you could come from either left or right, and then obviously that means that if they don't anticipate the line of sight, you can get a free pick if you land the hook on any one of their squishies, and obviously that's a one shot most of the time.
yep, yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay. And then we're gonna skip to your defense because that's where a lot of the things that I want to talk about were. Because you did a lot better with it on the defense. A lot of the attack was just like wanting to be more eager to like find flanks and just go different directions, which you got obviously much better at towards the end.
Hmm.
So we're just gonna skip to the defense right
Okay.
now. So one thing about when you're like defending and you're holding like a certain area, if you ever see like the tank like going really far forward, definitely just make sure you think about like, the tank's always gonna be frontlining, right? So if you see
Hmm.
like this tank walk forward like this, you should know that like there's going to be people that are like going to be like trying to follow him. So right here, when you like when the sig comes around this corner, instead of like being really really focused on him and like trying to throw right clicks at him, trying to shoot at him,
Hmm.
just be thinking about like think about kind of just ignore him, right? Like you could drop down right here. Like this Ana is like obviously very far forward. If you notice her, that's a very easy hook that you can go for. But also just like being ready to look in this direction. Like you're up here on the high ground, which is really good. So when the sig walks in and uses his rock right there, you just drop down right here, and now here like there are two very squishy targets that were just like completely ripe and ready for you coming around the corner.
Mm.
Exactly where you would expect them to be coming from, right?
Hmm. Okay, that's very interesting. So it's just to be able to predict like where they might be coming from, it's based on like where the tank is moving. No, that's really interesting as well. I'll definitely
Right.
bear that in
Yeah.
mind.
I got another really really obvious example of that. It's right about here. So here comes their team. They're coming left side. You know this. You miss your first hook on the Sigma. That's fine. So you back up here. You're just waiting for your hook cooldown. This is all good. You see the SIGs up there again. You see the SIGs right there. You're kind of like just shooting these right clicks at your SIG. What you should be thinking right now is like instead of like right clicking the SIG shield, what you should be thinking is like, all right, I almost have hook. Where am I gonna throw this hook from, right? And you see the SIGs really far over here. So since you're standing right here, you know, if you just walk to the right, you know, you should know that like the people are going to be following him, right? So like right now, the SIGs all over there. If you just come this direction and start getting ready to throw your hook from this direction, you know, that's gonna allow you to find the hook on the squishy and you know not the tank, right? So just thinking about like you know think about when you're playing Sigma, right, and you're walking this way, of course your team's going to be following you, trying to take that space that you're giving them, right? So just use that to your advantage, right? Like you know the SIG's walking forward here, you know there's going to be people like following him that you know that are going to be vulnerable to that one shot, right?
Yeah, of course. Now, and like it's such a bizarre experience because in the game, like I was just like, yeah, this is fine. And then seeing this, it's like how vulnerable those squishies are is so painfully obvious. And it's like, I don't know, you get like such an extra level of clarity when you go through. And I must say, like, it's really interesting to like hear back you recalling all of these really specific moments. Like, I don't know, I guess this must come from like a really long, you know, the amount of hours you've spent playing the game and the amount of hours you spent coaching and being coached and all of that kind of stuff and just getting used to it. But it's still really impressive. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it's that, and also I'm just taking lots of notes too. So I just have a whole bunch of time spam stuff like really specific. Like whenever I if I ever see like a small optimization that you could have, I'll just write down the current timestamp for where we're at. But anyway, let me show you. I just want to talk about one last thing, and then we can hop into another game.
Nice.
Just a little way to optimize your hog ults. Get a little more value out of them. So like right here, so you get pressured back by this tire. You kind of get forced back here. So before I talk about the ult, this is kind of an instance where like, all right, they have a lot of space now and they're all just kind of staring at you, right? If you just kind of try to walk forward here, it's going to probably be pretty hard to, find the hook because, they're able to kind of just back around, or they're able to back up, and like you're just in this like tight tunnel, so they know that the only way you can throw the hook is just straight at them, right? So like right here, when I'm in this situation, what I'm trying to do is I'm either going this way and I'm going back up here to the high ground so you can start to kind of surprise them or throw the hook from a different angle, or I'm going this way and I'm going all the way around here. But like just getting ready to set up for another flank, instead of just like right here where you're in this really long corridor, they're able to just know exactly where you are, so they're going to know exactly where the hook's going to come from, right?
Yeah, so find some other angle definitely, and be able to kind of take them by surprise with the whole hog, especially if you can sort of start it up and then hook someone, like they're pretty much dead instantly as well. Even a tank maybe. Right. So.
And I the thing I wanted to say about your ult actually was kind of you don't need to start your ult until you've like thrown the hook. So like right here, if you throw your hook at someone, you just do it in the wrong order, right? If you throw your hook at this Reaper first and then pull him in, and then you can ult, like it's basically the exact amount of time. So like you don't necessarily have to ult before you throw that hook, because if you miss that hook, then you can just wait to ult and then have another hook before you throw it, right? That You're way so right, when you ult, you can guarantee that you've pulled someone in and you're gonna, do that bajillion damage to them, right? Because now, like, you ult before you throw the hook, now you miss the hook, now no one's really close to you, so all you're really doing with your ult is just pushing them all away, and because you used the cooldown before you ulted, you've got 4 seconds left on your ult and only 6 seconds left before your next hook, so you're not ever gonna get to actually bring someone in with it, right? So just change the order that you do it in, really.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
Simple. Okay.
All right,
that was good though. Yeah, that was good though. Like I said, I might have created a monster, but that was not some flat hog gameplay. That's all I'll say about that.
I am immensely flattered by this. I cannot wait to jump back in and try that again, because I had so much fun as well. I think maybe one of the reasons why I haven't really improved all that much, even though I've been playing Overwatch for years, is because I never really solo queued all that much. I mean, solo queuing main tank back in the day used to be like such a pain, and so I would always wait to get to play with my friends, and it kind of meant that it was always just like hanging out and not really thinking about my own gameplay. I was just kind of you know, just relaxing with people rather than kind of improving at the game, which is weird because we were very competitive and we joined like a Discord server with like those Little League type games where they sort of organize an Overwatch League style tournament, even though everyone's like plat, whatever. And it was really fun, but it still felt like none of us ever really improved all that much. So it's definitely interesting, like, to finally gain the confidence to just solo queue whenever I feel like it, because you're definitely, there goes my game again. There goes my game. All right, well, at least I'm not in a match. God damn it, I thought I fixed it.
That is so
I thought I
weird,
fixed
man.
it. What the fuck? That is really weird.
Yeah, I have no idea. That's
Hold on, let me Google this real quick. Overwatch 2 Overwatch 2 no 15th game freeze. Let's see. I don't really know if anyone's got the same thing right now. I mean, I've already verified the thing, and we had a full game with no issues just now. So, I think the first time. Then again, if the issue happens, I can just do the thing where I look at my OBS and use that instead.
that is so hard. Not being able to see your health though. That's so
It's
brutal.
so hard, but also it's so weird that specifically is the solution to the problem. Like, why can I not see it? But you know, and also people in chat were saying maybe it's a monitor issue. I can see my mouse, like the Overwatch cursor, but that's it. You know, it's really strange. Right, let me remember to share my screen again. And thank God that took place in the queue rather than beforehand.
Yeah, for real.
Welcome to Hollywood.
An incandescent strike.
Taken the lead.
God, I'm like after that game, I'm feeling so juiced up. I don't know. I'm ready to
Juiced
go.
up, excellent. Good. Oh gosh, when I'm looking at this Genji gameplay. When are we playing it? When are we doing a Genji game?
Oh my
tank.
God!
Let's play some Genji shit.
I have like a decent amount of fun playing Genji in free for all, but for whatever reason, my Genji mechanics just completely I lose them when I go into an actual game.
Right.
Like, I don't know. I think having to think about extra stuff when you're not in an FFA, like I don't know. I start floundering and I panic.
Right.
I mean, I could definitely try it. I mean, when I'm in, I had a few good games in a stream recently when I was playing Reaper, but my DPS was in silver at the time, so I don't know. It's not really the same.
Right. Yeah, that's fair.
Mistakes will always precede victory. Stay sharp, brother. Do your worst. I am healed.
I was like, I just aggressively like wiggled my mouse and right clicked and tried to shift and go and kill the Sojin, but the game loaded right beforehand, and so I don't know. I just felt like a crazy person. Nothing happened. All right, let me get out of voice chat before anything happens. And all right, on defense on King's Row, I'm sharing my screen, right?
Are you thinking? Yes, you are. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
What are you thinking?
I was thinking Reinhardt.
Listen,
I-
it's gotta be.
I will-
Listen, it's gotta be on
I mean-
King's Row. don't know if I can
That's
say
what my
no.
mentality was. Like, this character, like, he's definitely one of the worst tanks, but this is his map, so like maybe you know.
They call it
maybe-
King's Row
maybe we
because
should make this
Reinhardt
happen.
is the king.
Right, exactly. Alright, so I haven't seen you play Ryan in a minute, but let me just say this right now. The biggest problem that I've seen with the students that I coach on Reinhardt is that they're not using their hammer enough. So
It's too much shield, yeah.
take that how you way too much shield. So you know, obviously you need to find a balance, but recognize that like if you want to play Ryan, you want to be hitting people with your hammer.
I remember I was watching a video, it was Flats, he did a video on like a short guide to every tank in Overwatch 2, and like the main thing he said is like the shield is a selfish tool at the end of the day, and the hammer is a lot more useful, and it's nice to hear because using the hammer is so much more fun.
Right. So we gotta kill it. Let's be, you know, good. Yeah.
And they
that's
rezzed
good.
it, but you know, couldn't really move in on that because of the bubble. But we still got a bunch of picks, so it's not too bad.
So like right there. All right. So let's back up and let's let our shield heal. But like right there, like once you've gotten like a kill or two, you know, recognize that you know now it's a 3v5. Like it's gonna be a lot harder for them to kill you. So you can like pin and be like getting in their face, right? Like you don't need to be like, you know, just pin and stop your pin. Like get involved, right? Like pay more attention to that kill feed, and when they go down a bunch and when you have an advantage, push that advantage.
No, you're so right. I think I just got nervous at that point, but
Really good. Nice. Good live. Oh, this is awesome. Stay on that. Keep it in there. Don't even stop. You're so good. Oh, this is so good. Good. So aggressive. Good. So all I want to say right here, just be a little bit more careful about holding in this choke, because when you hold this choke, if you I see it, when you hold this choke, if you get pressured really hard, you don't really have any line of sights or anything to like break LOS arounds. So playing around that statue is going to be a little bit better most of the time, right? Because then it gives you ways to break line of sight with them.
definitely. Yeah, no, play around the statue. Okay, I'll bear that in mind. Yeah, because this choke always does feel a little easy to get kind of pushed around in.
Yeah. Like when you pinned out, you were so close to dying, and you had no choice but to pin out because there was no corner. But if you play that statue, you know you have a lot of different corners, and you know it's really easy to completely break line of sight of their team and be in perfect line of sight for your team to heal you. So recognize that they're going to be coming in with ults a little bit this time, fight. So be ready to, you know, concede a little bit of space if you have to. Don't make sure you're not dying in the choke.
Oh fuck! No, the Lucio. That was so sad.
Poppy, watch the...
Oh,
Yes.
the nano.
Oh, well, yeah, that was maybe
A little strange nano, but you know, we take what we can get.
Alright, last part. What I want you, last minute. Focus a little, again, I'm gonna stress it again, just like pay attention to the kill feed, and when your team goes up 2 or 3, you know, don't be afraid to pin and get in their faces, right? You haven't used like one aggressive pin, so like try to just be a little bit more ready for that, right? Wow, look at that! Like that's perfect. So don't get stay humble here. Don't be fighting their spawn, right? Like make sure that you're like you wanna be, you know, fighting them in this choke, right? So don't get too aggressive. Hubris, don't let that be the death of you.
Of course, of course.
Vox.
Oh,
Vox. Vox. No wonder you diffed me so hard when we played Ryan v Ryan on that during that.
I did
that
not.
other
I did
collab.
not. I landed one shatter on you, and that was it.
I don't know. I remember that root game. You were
I wasn't doing
fine.
listen.
I remember that was good. That was really good though, bro. That was man, I'm glad. God, I can't believe we loaded into King's Row and you locked Roadhog. Who are you?
Listen, I was having so much fun on it, and I genuinely didn't even think about Ryan, because obviously, like, I haven't played much Ryan recently, and then you were like, you know what, maybe we should go Reinhardt, and I couldn't resist, and I'm so glad I did, because that was something else. Jesus, I don't know what it is.
That was hot. That was hot.
Man, thank you. Like, it's the most bizarre thing, and I'll never stop saying this. Like, when you get into, in this day and age, especially if you're a content creator, being good at games is really hot. Like, whenever I do well in any game, my chat is just like, oh my god, he's so dreamy, and I'm like, if you told, like, you know, me 10 years ago, sat playing on the PS2, that I would be considered attractive for getting good at these, I would have genuinely not believed you, and I would have been like, ugh.
If I am called, and I do not answer.
Funny. Yeah, no, for sure.
You are left trying.
Yeah, I mean, 10 years ago for me, that was like, I was like, sitting on my Xbox 360, like playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 for 16 hours a day drinking Mountain Dew.
Oh my god.
I don't know if there's anything hot about that, but shit.
There you go. Oh god, I think Mountain Dew is pretty underrated. Although then again, I've tried I think Mountain Dew is better in the US. The British Mountain Dew tastes different. I don't think there's as much sugar in it, and I don't know if it's as good.
Yeah, that is pretty much it. Yeah, I mean, when you're drinking, you know, 90% sugar, it better taste good, right? Like, I don't know how you're gonna fuck up a cup of sugar, like.
Ah shit. If she didn't have the shift on, that would have been so hot. All right, never mind.
Yeah.
I think we're good. I think we're good here. There we go. Easy.
All right. Well, yeah, that was destruction. Let's go ahead. Yeah, that was sick. Let's unfortunate that they didn't cap first. I would have liked to watch more Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, you never know.
Play the game.
Maybe we're gonna. I don't know how this guy. I mean,
yeah, scans. Also, what is that skin? I've not seen this.
It's the new one they added in the last in the balance patch.
That's so dope looking.
It is, yeah. It's that whole like cyberpunk aesthetic they've got going on now.
Right. Yeah, you got scammed hard. All right, let me get that replay code again, because while that was a really good game, there's a few things that we can kind of refine a little bit that will make your Ryan just like so much better. And it all kind of revolves around when you go aggressive. So you know, a big thing was talking about going more aggressive, you know, just paying more attention to the kill feed. That's going to apply on every character, so we're not going to go too much into that, because, you know, that's just something we're gonna keep thinking about for all the characters we play. But your shield management specifically, I don't want to talk about. So let me copy me that code again.
Okay, let me just think for a sec. Yeah, history replays King's Row. Let me get that for you. Bada bing, and then that is that one. So nice. Let me go ahead and get the Discord window open. So, let me know when you're sharing your screen. Wait, you are. Never mind.
Yes, I am.
You already are. I forgot to switch to it. Okay. Nice. Okay.
Let me know when you see it.
I am seeing it. Let's get started.
All right. Okay, cool. So one thing I want you to stay a little bit more mindful of is just going to be your shield HP, and I want you to make sure that like when you're going super aggressively and when you're like ready to like push out into the open and be in like these really long sight lines where like you don't have like a corner to like instantly break line of sight behind, I want you to make sure that you have more shield HP when that's actually happening, right? So try to be a little bit, there's a lot of time where like your shield will go down to like 300 HP, and you know how you have to wait that little bit of time before it starts healing. You know, you have to wait like that second before it starts healing, and then it starts healing. So when that happens, I want you to be more keen to like let it actually happen, because a lot of the time, like you'll have 300 shield HP, you'll wait a second, it'll start healing, it'll get up to like 500, and then you'll just put it up again, right? And you know, the difference between like 300 HP and 500 shield HP is just completely, it's almost negligible, right? So if you've already waited that little bit of time, try to be more keen to like wait even more time just to get it even more aggressive. Like use your HP as a resource while your shield is healing, because like for example, like right here, you have the 350 shield. Your team's getting a bunch of kills right here. You turn this corner and you put it up with 400, right? Like that's going to be you know almost irrelevant. Like you went from 300 to 400. It's you know not very helpful. So instead of like wanting to like shield your honor right here, especially since you already have 2 kills and you're relatively healthy, you can just turn around this corner, use your HP as a resource, you know, get in front of your Ana, pin into this Zarya, get more in their face, and like while that's happening, your shield's going to continue to be healing. You're going to be in their face, you know, maybe you're going to take 200, 300 damage, but you're going to be in their face, you're going to be hitting them during that time, and then, you know, then you're going to, once you actually go low and you lose your armor and you're actually vulnerable, then you'll have like 1,000 HP for your shield, and you'll actually, you know, be able to, you know, sustain yourself and put your shield up and get healed during that duration, right?
So
Does that make sense?
definitely make perfect sense, yeah. And I think it's just kind of this muscle memory thing about like just trying to take as little health damage as possible, when in reality, like, you're so right when you say that health in itself is just another resource that you can use. And when I have more health myself than my shield does, I should just face tank shit without really worrying about constantly flickering my shield, because not only does that mean I can't do more damage, it's also going to maybe even break and then I'll be left without it, when in reality, if I don't use it for a little while and I use my my HP, I can actually just save it up and then get a much more powerful shield rather than just this little 300 health one. So no, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, I'll try to remember that.
Very, very right. You said that very well, because that's very, very true. Like the fact that it is a resource, and you also have to consider that, like, you know, so right here, instead of like jumping in front of your Ana and giving her this 300 shield HP, if you pin in, like, you're going to be doing damage, your shield's going to be getting healed, and your Ana's going to have something to do because she's going to be healing you as well. So you're going to be getting damage, you're going to be getting ult charge. Your shield's gonna be getting healthier. Your Ana's gonna be getting support charge. Your health is gonna be going up. Like there's just like infinite reasons why, like, you know, it's just going to be so much more advantageous for your team's resources to, you know, just be a little bit more, you know, like I said, eager to take HP damage when you have someone ready to pocket you and when you want your shield to heal up. Right.
Nice. Okay, I'll try and bear that in mind.
So like right here in this choke point, I'm just gonna point this out just because we talked about this a little bit. He's holding on this corner is like, it's okay, but you want to be really careful about letting your shield go super low or your HP go super low. It's better to like kind of back up and play like this corner right here, just because if your shield goes low or your HP goes low, like, you know, you saw like how close you were to dying because they kind of just walked through on you, and now you're kind of just bullied into this corner right here. And yeah, I mean, firstly, your team should definitely, your team should be playing more aggressive. I don't know why they're so far back, so that's one thing, but also just like now you're kind of bullied back into this corner where if you were up here and they start walking on you like this, you're able to just hold A and get around this corner. You're going to be able to get healed from them, and you've kind of broken line of sight to kind of give yourself an opportunity to get those resources. And now you have this little choke point and this little choke point to swing on, opposed to, you know, where you're kind of just getting bullied back into the corner right here, right?
That
because you
so
go
true.
really close to
yeah.
dying. Like your supports do a really good job healing you, and you do a really good job. Like this was a really great reaction. Like you really quick to cancel your pin and turn that around. Like that was good mechanically.
Thank you.
But it was just you know, unnecessarily risky, right?
And I think also something about like holding in that position and sort of, you know, you mentioned that my team were holding back. I think playing aggressively in Overwatch should be just like driving, in the sense that following the rules is fine, but also be prepared that someone else might be a lot stupider than you, you know. So you can, when you're driving, when you're driving and you turn a corner, there's always the chance that even though you know that's a one-way road, and even though you know that no cars should be coming out of there, you should still give it a glance, because there might be some dumb fuck who has just gone down that road anyway and you're about to get into a car crash. Same thing as me holding this close to this choke point without really checking for my healers. In any normal game, they would be being aggressive with me and I would have plenty of support, but I'm solo queuing, and so I should be prepared for the fact that having a solo queue Moira on your team means that there's a high chance that you won't get a single bit of healing for the entire match, and I should be able to prepare for that myself rather than sort of blaming my team and then just getting hard stuck anyway.
That is such a good analogy. I will be taking that. I love that. It is like driving. No, that's really, really, really true.
Oh, good. Thank
I'll
you.
be taking that. I'll be taking that one. But yeah, no, that's definitely the good way to think about it. And then I don't know. This isn't a problem I've ever experienced with you, and I doubt it's really a problem you have. But a thing I preach to a lot of my students is recognizing that the only consistent variable in every game you're going to play is going to be yourself.
Hmm.
So, like right here in a situation like this, like if you had died here, yes, you could be like, oh, my stupid team, like they're the reason I messed up. The support diff, they should have been healing me. Like you could blame it on that, or you can think about, what you actually have control over and what you have power to change, and that's going to be yourself. And
Mm.
instead of being like, all right, my team just sucks, what could I have personally have done differently? And then that's when maybe you're like, all right, maybe I could stand back here so I have more cover, and so I have, a better line of sight with them, right? That kind of thing. But yeah, no point focusing on like weird variables that aren't in your control, right?
You're so fucking right about that. Like, yeah, no, I'll definitely try to, because I fall into like that same trap as well, where if I have a bad teammate, I just, and my friends and I, whenever we play like just like a 4-stack and we get one random, if they're bad, like, and we lose, there's 4 of us and there's one of them, but we'll still like blame the random because we just don't really want to examine our own gameplay. But like, yeah, you're right. It's always going to be down in a way, even if you're getting let down by your team, there's still stuff that you can prepare for, and the more you blame someone else, the less you're going to be examining yourself and improving.
Amen. Yep. Yep. Very, very wise. And then we'll just watch one more little fight where we mismanage our shield, and then we can hop into another game.
Nice. I'm having so much fun. Honestly, this is so good.
Good. I'm glad. Maybe we'll get a map that isn't so good for Reiner Winston. Maybe you can keep riding that hog high.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm ready to get humbled.
Yeah. Okay. So right here, you have 500 shield. Hold on. It might actually be a little bit after this. Let's see. So they you saw them use a bubble. This is the fight where you're kind of backing up, kind of giving them some space because they're coming in with ults, right? So this is good. You go down to like 700 shield HP.
Sorry, I don't know, the Torb, his pose was really cursed for a second there. He was just stood I couldn't really see his trunks in the dark. He looked kind of naked. There was just something about that just felt really scary to me. Like the way his leg is clipping out of the trunks, I just looked over and I saw this frozen naked Torb staring at me from a tunnel. Anyway, it's not relevant. I got distracted.
Yeah, I got distracted by Naked Torb. Naked Torb glitch. All right, great. That's my favorite.
And then the
yeah, you get on there. That was yeah.
Ryan.
What can you do? Those are just a good move.
It happens.
Yeah. I think it might actually be the fight after this. Yeah, you chase the Sojourn out because she's ulting. This was really, really good awareness to get on that Sojourn. That ult is very, very overpowered.
Yeah.
So if you hear this ends now, you drop everything you're doing and you do whatever you can to make sure that it doesn't end now. So that was good awareness to like get up on her face and follow her around. Try to deny her with that. That was really good.
Oh, good.
And then, yeah, so right here is when we kind of went eager to. We were trying to get a little too eager into their spawn. We just kind of, it was kind of understandable because like your team kept trying to walk forward, so you kept trying to like help them and go further forward, which is kind of another issue that you have in like solo queue. I was talking about like not letting, not staying humble, not getting too eager to go into their spawn and stuff. Sometimes your team, you can only control them so much. But right here, so you're close to your ult right here. So they beat right here. What you should be thinking about doing right now, instead of like trying to walk forward and hit them, like you should be thinking like, all right, they just used beats. I just want to concede this little bit. I just want to concede some space, let that beat kind of go away, and I just want to back up and try to get it to a safer angle to go heal my shield. Because like they beat, you have 300 shield. You're trying to walk forward. You're trying to walk through this choke point, right? So like that's really, really dangerous because like even if you hit them, they're just they have that, they have 1,000 HP, right? So it's going to be, not very relevant damage. Instead of just trying to walk forward here, just let's hold S so that we can, find a way to break line of sight and get around one of these corners. Because what could happen right here if we try to push in with this 300 shield, we're just going to get surrounded really hard, and it's going to be really hard for us to actually live here, just because they have so many angles and they have so much HP, right? And you don't have very much shield, right? So like you keep trying to swing in, that's a great nade on by your Ana, but like thankfully right here when your shield is like completely broken, thankfully they're not more eager to push. Like if they had actually like kind of walked forward when they had that sound barrier, they're just going to be like completely on you, and you're going to be like right here in the open without having your shield available because it's basically broken, right?
Okay.
But they're kind of like they're just playing a little slow. So just make sure just staying aware of your shield HP, and make sure that like if your shield is really vulnerable, it's really important that you have somewhere that you can break line of sight behind, because you don't want to get caught in these really long sight lines where like if your shield goes down right here, you have no corner anywhere close to you to break line of sight. So like if you try to walk this way to break line of sight, like the hog could just hook you or something, right? But if your shield breaks around here, you can like if their team's on this side, you can kind of like ring around the rosy and just kind of kite them around, right?
Okay, I'll bear that in mind.
Okay, cool.
All right, we're ready. Let's get back in. I have one question I would maybe like to ask about when it comes to King's Row First Point, because on that map, it was surprising that we did not see them whip out a Widowmaker on the front, because that's like really common pick for King's Row First Point. How, as Reinhardt, because you meant to me, standing next to that wall might be a little more vulnerable, but you're a lot less it's a lot easier for you to defend against the Widow, because if you're by the statue in the middle, then obviously you're a little more vulnerable. Would you say that maybe holding by the wall if they have a Widow is better, or should maybe just stick with the statue and maybe rely on shields for that?
That's a really good question. Here, you want to pause the queue for a second?
Sure, yeah.
And we can go into just for a second, because that's a good question. And it's something I want you to think about here. I'm gonna invite you to this custom game. Join with me, and we can just talk about this for a second. So what you're right. The thoughts you're having about your shield and stuff is definitely right. But the really important thing to consider is that like you need to think about your squishies, right? You need to make sure that your squishies are going to be the ones having like safe angles, because obviously, if you get headshot, like that's just a fraction of your HP. But if they get headshot, they're obviously going to just like be dying completely, right? So playing the statue is going to be a lot better, because when they come around, like when their team comes around this corner, you're going to be able to fight them in these like really narrow choke points, and hopefully just going to be like blowing them up really fast. And your supports, if you're fighting in those choke points, your supports and your DPS, they can play like back here, kind of out of line of sight, right? But if you're playing like right here and you're trying to get healed right here, your supports have to stand like oh wow, my grapple didn't work. Your supports will have to kind of push up further forward and stand like on the edge of point, where they're going to be playing like completely in her line of sight, right? And that's what's really, hold on, I almost had my grapple. That's what's really important to avoid, because like, yes, you're not really worried about the Widow because you're not going to die, but if you're standing like right there on that corner, then if they want to heal you, like this Widow's just going to have a heyday, just like shooting all she wants, right? If you also try to hold up really close there, maybe they can stand a little bit further back, but then she just grapples right here, and now she has another really easy sight line, like on the squishies behind you, right? But if you're playing more on the statue, it gives your supports more options to hide behind. They can also like play behind the statue with you, and it's really hard for a Widow to get an angle on that statue unless she like comes really far up here. And if she comes really far up here, then hopefully other people are going to be shooting at her, or her team's going to be pushed far enough up to where you can just run at them and hopefully kill all of them before their Widow manages to kill everyone, right?
That makes so much sense. Like, I don't know why, when we're on this, I keep forgetting about this being a really good way, especially for supports, to kind of manage their sightlines and sort of avoid the Widow, who, this is such like a giant sightline that pretty much every quick play or like plat Widow will always take advantage and go Widow on this first point. So, and there goes my game again. What the fuck is that? Hold on.
That was a really good question though. That was that is a very tough conundrum. But using that statue is like your just to say what I said about like just thinking about like it's obviously it's not a problem for you because you have a bajillion HP, but like your squishies that are going to get one shot, that's who you need to be thinking about, right? Like playing up on that wall, like yeah, you can break line of sight for yourself on that wall, but if they want to stand up on that wall with you, now they've kind of just stuck like cowering in the corner, and they have no options, right? Because they're just completely pinned down, where if you allow them to be able to play a little bit further back, you're giving them more options, right?
Okay.
That's really what that's a big part of Overwatch. That's why we like playing on the high ground as tanks because it gives us options, right? You know, a lot of tanks, like especially as Roadhog, if you start on the low grounds, you know, you don't have the option to go up to the high grounds, right? But if you start on the high ground, you have the option, like, do I stay up here on the high ground or do I drop down to the low ground? And then, you know, it's just options, right?
Definitely.
Giving yourself choices.
Options. All right. Can't wait to give this a try. See what map we get.
Milo has woken up from his nap. He's now barking. I don't know if you could hear.
I didn't hear him. I can't wait. I hope I do hear him at some point.
Yes, he's been napping this whole time, but now he's up and he's got his teething toys now.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
Yeah. When we first got him, he was you know, very, very timid, and he was not very eager to play. And now he just like he has so many toys that he loves so much, but he hasn't understood that like we can play with him yet. Like he plays with himself. Like if Rio will sometimes play with himself, but like if Rio wants us to play, he'll like get a toy and he'll bring it up to us and be like, you know, now it's your time to play with me. But Milo, like if I take his toy and like throw it for him, he's just like, why the hell did you do that? Like I was eating that. Why'd you take it from me and throw it? What the hell, man?
That's so funny. It's like every other dog would be like, oh yes, I get to play with my owner, the most important person in my life. But Milo is like, oh no, I've got my own toys. Leave it alone. This is mine.
He has this like little tug of war like rope thing, and like he'll be chewing on it, and I'll like go to like pull it from him, and he'll just like completely let go and be like, oh, you wanted it, okay,
So, okay,
have it, I
I'm
guess.
sorry.
I'm like, no, you're just like pulling it back, bro. Like, put up a fight, man.
Do you know what tug of war is, bro? And he's like, no, I don't want to fight anybody.
No, I just want to screw the rope.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna run to the
Alright, see you in a bit.
1 sec.
Bro, chat, this is so nice. I don't know if he's muted me on his stream, but this is like so much fun. It feels like when you play Overwatch by yourself or with just casually with friends for such a long time, you kind of get into such bad habits over time. And now that I'm like, I don't know, chatting with someone who knows better, it feels so much easier to sort of make a really, really big change to the way that I'm playing the game. And I don't know, like just getting out of plat now actually feels kind of achievable. Like that hog game felt so good because I've never really thought about the whole looking for different angles to get hooks from and managing your cooldowns and everything like that. But now I am thinking about that. Circuit Royale. I'm not even sure.
Select your hero.
Alright, attack on I mean, I always love Monkey on attack here. Monkey.
A better world is possible today.
Remember when you had a bowl cut?
Yes. You didn't want to be the only one.
I never had one.
I believe I have pictures.
Monkey. Yeah, I mean, whenever I play Monkey on this map, it always just reminds me of playing the customs against Solan's team, and then we kind of got bodied on first round, and then we got really good, that really good attack round, and I don't know, just gives me good memories. I like this map a lot.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Alright, who we got? Who we got here? Genji, Sigma. Just gonna get bubble, try and push them off this high ground. Just yet, sit up here.
Hello, sorry.
Hello, we are attack on Circuit Royale, and I am Monkey, because I really like Monkey on this map.
This is, yeah.
Alright, we're 4v4. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh shit.
So I'm like that thought right there is actually really good, but you just jump to the high ground, right? Because that little elevation you jump to right there, like you're drawing their focus, which is what you want to be doing, but you're still so close to that Reaper that he's doing a gross amount of damage to you, right? But if you jump to that high ground, you know, it's a lot harder for them to do a lot of damage to you, and you know, you're still going to be like drawing their attention, and if they ignore you, then you can just drop on the squishies for free from that height, right?
Let's go for supports first. Oh, that's good. Nice EU ult there. Nice to do, easy to deal with.
Go. Squishies.
Right, yeah, the Sigma's way out of position, so I'm gonna go for the Kiriko first. Nice.
Alright, so right now, I think you're playing with a little too much fear, which is maybe a little reasonable because they are playing the Reaper. But I just want you to stay mindful of him a little bit more, and like, you know, think about their comp right now. They're playing Mercy Kiriko, and Mercy, when she doesn't have like a flyer to get to, I want you to be all over her. Okay, like you can really abuse that character. So just try to, you know, look for her a little bit more. Like this fight right here, like throw it on her with Primal, right? Like you can go really aggressive here. Like this is a good jump. It's great.
Oh shit, almost.
So that was almost like perfect. One little thing though is when you're planning on primaling, try to bubble before you primal almost all the time.
Really?
Because it's essentially a free bubble. Because if you bubble before you primal and then you live through the primal, you're gonna have another bubble when you come out, right? So it's essentially a free bubble that you're kind of missing out on. And you know, if you bubble and then do a bunch of damage before you primal, then you kind of already force out some of the resources and stuff. But if you just jump in and then like instantly primal, you know, you've got to like primal to get the resources out, right?
That is, I've literally never heard that tip before, but I love it. I'm definitely gonna keep that in mind.
Yeah, it's an important one.
Oh no, I'm dead. Never mind. Sticky. Yeah, I was focusing the Cassidy there, like when the Mercy was right by it, so I should have just kind of thought about where she might be instead of just kind of seeing Squishy and pushing W.
Right, exactly. Yeah, if you're, you know, Mercy's a very, when I'm playing Monkey and the other team has a Mercy, she's like my target that I am trying to jump on 9 times out of 10. So definitely, especially because like her healing output is like very close to Winston's damage output. So
yeah.
if you're like in a 1v1 and you're zapping the person that she's healing, you're doing like a damage a second, which is like, oh, don't walk. Okay, be careful while walking up like to him like that. Just like right click him if you don't have your bubble, because he's just gonna lifesteal off you, right?
True.
Like
yeah, you actually
be a little careful. All right, so here, this is good. So just let's take this free card time and then look for a deep jump on this Mercy, because you have Primal here. You can go super aggressive.
Shit, where is she?
David Bastion, get out. Okay, really good. All I'm gonna complain about there is you did the bubble thing again, right? Make sure you bubble
yeah,
before
I
you
didn't
primal.
think about it.
But it's okay. It's all right, because you should win. All right. Now what we need to be thinking about right now, press tab, look at their comp, right? They don't like you, right? Like, okay, they switched off Reaper, but they're playing like Diva, Bastion, Brig now. Okay, well,
I think it's time. I think it's time.
I like it. Good. And that's the kind of thing that you should be thinking about, because like we talked about, it's good to have those counter picks. Like if the enemy team goes like, all right, this monkey's a problem, let's go 5 things to counter monkey. It's good to have something, you know, that ace up your sleeve, right?
Oh,
Dude.
damn.
That was a gross hook though. So they have this diva now. She's gonna be looking to matrix your hook, so make sure you should be even more eager to flank than ever before. Like,
Shit.
oh, that's so clutch. What a great hook.
Thank you.
Stay aggressive on this. Stay aggressive on this. Don't back up. We gotta keep this fight going while they're down one. You're close to your ult. Just keep. This is awesome. I love the aggression.
Oh man, a little too far. Uh-oh.
Oh man.
Alright, you never know what might happen.
Yeah. I've seen crazier things happen. Oh.
Nah, no bait. Unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean that would have been a miracle.
If I had that, I might have
You think
genuinely made it, but no. I mean, we almost got it to the end, so that's not
Yeah,
bad.
no, that's definitely a good push. That was definitely good. Yeah, that was good. I got some things we'll talk about in the replay. Kind of specific stuff that isn't going to be super relevant right now, but that was definitely good. Not bad. Doable.
Select your hero.
What are you thinking about? What do you?
Defense.
You said you like playing Sig, right?
I do like playing Sig, yeah.
Do you like playing Sig on this map? Because like I mean Winston's definitely fine too. But this is Sig's best map in like the whole game. So like
Let's do it.
You haven't played Sig, so it's just a thought, right? Like if you wanted to
Oh no, definitely worth doing.
play them all, right?
It's definitely a lot of fun. I feel like most of what I need to improve on with Sig is probably mechanical because like he has that insane damage output. Like you can one-shot a sticky if you get a rock and then you cancel it into the primary fire. But I think landing both direct hits is really really difficult. So I just need to kind of get better at being consistent with that and then picking squishies.
Yeah, that's definitely true. The way I've kind of been helping Sig players when they play Sig, the big thing that is important to think about is like, you remember on Hog when I was talking about like paying very close attention to your hook cooldown and being ready to like throw it as it comes off cooldown if you need. It's kind of the same with the Rock, right? The Rock is like what is really really powerful about his kit. So just be very eager to be using it and be thinking about it, and like, you know, if you've used one and the fight's getting scrappy and they're up in your face, get ready to be thinking about, you know, looking for another one, right?
One of them left. Let's go.
So they do it for people, so this kind of sucks. But one thing I want you to focus on is just like manage your shield, right? Like we talked about it on Reinhardt. It's pretty similar on Sig. So like try to think about that for this defense, okay?
Oh man.
Oh, it's such a good rock. And a good way to maybe help you be a little bit more reliable with hitting that combo is like once you hit that rock, just or once you're throwing that rock, just be more thoughtful about it, right? Like, you know, if you're throwing that rock, be ready for that rock to hit, and be ready, like be lining up that mouse one, right? Like right there on that Ana, you had a very free rock on her because she was kind of like tunneled. Like it seems like you kind of threw the rock and you like shot your mouse one before like the rock could even hit her, really, right? Like if you know you're going to be able to hit it, you know, just be a little bit more just patient. I think is the right word. Wow, the D.Va just took that rock for her.
Oh, I should have. I forgot about the barrier. That's the other thing about Sig, is that because you can just put the barrier down, it's so easy to forget you even put your shield up in the first place.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said that, because that is something you do want to keep in mind, because like if your shield is up and you notice it's taking a ton of damage, a really good so when we talked about Reinhardt, how there were times where it's good to drop your shield and take HP damage, right? Because that's just an extra resource that you can, you know, be building, and like while you're taking HP damage, your shield will be healing. A thing that's cool to think about as Sigma is like if you ever notice your shield is like eating a bunch of damage, or like the Bash just turreted form and just pumping damage into your shield, or like it's melting really fast, dropping your shield and then like instantly using your shift, you know, and then while your shift is active, like now you're gonna have 800 HP and your shield was healing during that duration. So like now you have 800 HP you can go aggressive with, and your shield's gonna be full HP, and then you have like, you know, a crazy amount of resources that you can push super aggressive with, right? So I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
They have a lever, and you're kind of just crushing them here. But I will say right there, make sure you're really careful when you're sig ulting about, you know, you need to stay conscious of what CCs they have, because like you literally flew with that on his face, and if she hits that sleep, like now your ult's irrelevant, and you might even just die, right? So like, you know, if they have an Ana, if they have Roadhog, if they have another Sigma, you know, just the CCs that you just need to keep in mind, because getting your ult cancelled is Sig is really grim.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely bear that in mind. And you are right. Like I think there are so many times where like there was a game I played recently where I was streaming, and there was one point where I got a 5k with a Death Blossom, and I looked back at it and I was like, God, it felt like such a big moment. And then I looked and I realized that there was an Ana with sleep just right there, and the only reason I didn't get slept is because it was like a silver game. So definitely not like the best example of, if I were in a higher rank, that play wouldn't have worked. So I definitely need to like be more conscious of like which characters they have, and you know what they're actually capable of doing, instead of just thinking, oh, I could probably get away with this, you know.
Yeah, no, good. That's exactly. All right, so let's get that replay code again. There's a couple things I want to talk about, and then I think we're gonna call it. I think this is gonna have to be my last one.
No worries, that is fine. I've been having a great time. Let me go ahead and pop that out again. Okay, let me grab the replay code. Okay, 1 second. And I will send that to you.
Alright, my stream's up. Let me know when you see it.
Hold on, let me just check this. That's the one. Boom. Okay, I'm ready. Let's go.
Sorry, you're in? Yeah?
Yep, ready.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about this one little fight right here where, so like right here, you have the Sig up here, you have the Sig on the corner, you have the Reaper on the corner right here, and you got all the supports kind of backed up right here. So like right here, instead of jumping to this high ground right here, where you're like still, still very vulnerable because you're standing right here, like you're still within range of the cast nade, the Reaper's still gonna do a ton of damage to you, right? Instead of doing that, it's totally okay to like land up here because now you can kind of like you're giving your supports will have a line of sight to heal you from, and you're like gonna be, it's pretty easy for you to kind of just hold S right here and kind of stand back a little bit and get healed up. And now that you're back here, now you can like really easily jump onto like the back line here and you land on this Mercy or something, and then like these people right here will have to decide like, do we turn around and try to help, or do we keep controlling the space? And if they turn around and help, now that allows your team to kind of take all this space, and like your sniper is gonna stand up here. Now she's just gonna get to sit back here and just like completely uncontested, just get to take all these shots, right? So if you jump towards the back line right here, ideally what the Sigma does, he just holds forward and like tries to shield off the rest of them, and then now you're going to be kind of free to just kind of farm these people in the back line, right?
Okay.
But because you jump to this height right here, you jump a little bit too close to them. You're still very close to them, so you kind of your HP just melts, right? Like they're all just looking at you, and like you're not able to just like back up and kind of avoid their line of sight and get not take a ton of damage. So you kind of just explode here, right?
Yeah. Okay. And there I go.
One thing that I want to make sure that you're really careful about when you are jumping to take space, it's really important that you try to maintain that space instead of giving it up. So like right here in a fight like this, so you have them all spotted here in front of you. This is a really good jump, right? Or this is a decent jump. You could have made it a little bit better by like trying to jump to like a high ground and try to like land above them and then just drop off the height and zap them. But if you land like on top of them right here, it's really important that like oh sorry, I think I'm thinking about the next fight. That fight was just hard because you jump in and they carry call, and that's like the best support all in the game.
Yeah.
You kind of explode during that one. It's this fight that I was thinking about right here. So the monkey uses bubble. You jump forward like this right here. This is a really great jump. You're on top of the supports. You force out like the Kiriko to use her Suzu. You've jumped this high ground, so this is really good because you can kind of, again, you can like the Reaper's on this side. You can stand on this side and kind of line aside him, avoid his damage. Like you're using this high ground super impressively, which means you're able to force out a ton of abilities, a ton of resources. A lot of people are focusing on you, and when you drop down here, ideally, what's happening here, you need to like stay in this fight, and you just need to stay on this height or drop down off this height and kind of just break line of sight and get healed up. But instead you have to jump. You feel a little too pressured, and you're jumping away right now. You're jumping away with 400 HP, and now you've like jumped really far away. So now that you're really far away, they're able to just kind of chill, and they get all their resources back. They get all their HP back, and then when you jump back in, it's like you've completely reset the fight, right? So the fact that you had that really great first jump is almost irrelevant because all their resources are back by the time you jump in. So what you need to do here instead was like force out all those resources, and then just kind of, you wanted to stay aggressive and hold that space that you had. And then once you have your resources back, then you go deeper and then you push on that advantage. But because you had to jump away, that's so much time that like you have to jump away and you have to wait 6 more seconds till your jumps back up. So it's just a lot of time that you've kind of wasted, and you've let them reset the fight. Right.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Yeah. I was way too nervous. I think. Yeah, I definitely just need to be more aggressive in that situation.
Right. And then even here like so like we jump back, our Reaper stays aggressive, and our Reaper like kills their Reaper, which is really insane. So like right here, without that Reaper, instead of just like turning and just like zapping this tank, now you have that huge advantage. They have, a massive lack of damage. This is when like you could just be throwing it on the back line like immediately, right? Like you have that one advantage already. They don't have a Reaper to blow you up. You can just get super aggressive. Like you don't need to sit here and just like trade with their tank. Like you can be throwing it in. Like oh, you see that Mercy just like res right there. Like instead of like if during that time, instead of like zapping the monkey, you just like were like, all right, I'm just jumping in on the squishies. Like you could be jumping on this Mercy right now and you could be completely denying that res. But during like while she's resing, you're kind of just you were just too focused on the monkey, right?
Yeah. And like we said earlier, the worst thing you can do as a tank is just be holding left click on the enemy tank.
Right. Yep, exactly. All right. So the last thing I just want to talk about will be so we talked about primaling and using your bubble before your primals. That's going to be really important. One thing to make your primals a lot more effective, I want you to try to get more value before you primal. So try to bait out more resources and play really, really aggressively with the primal before you actually like pop the primal. So like right here, the situation, the cart's really far back and you almost have primal, you can kind of be chilling and like breaking line of sight and getting ready to like throw it really, really deep on the back line when their team comes forward here. So right here, what you do, you kind of just walk around the corner and you just kind of I don't think you even bubble. I think you just primal and start hitting people. But instead, like since you're 92 primal, you're gonna get your primal in one jump. So instead of just kind of walking around the corner, you can just be ready to like jump around the corner, get the jump pack damage, land on the squishies, you know, do a bunch of jump pack damage, use your bubble, force out a lot of resources, and then primal, use your primal, and then when your primal's over, you're gonna have another bubble and you can just do it all over again, right? So just getting resources out and doing a lot of damage before you primal is going to be really important, because what happens here, you kind of like, you just go around this corner, you don't jump around the corner, you just kind of walk around the corner. I guess you jump now, but you kind of just walk around the corner and then you primal without bubbling. So like right here, you're primaled and like, okay, their monkey's dead, which is good, but if that monkey was still alive, you like hadn't really forced any resources out before this fight had actually started. So getting value out of this primal is going to be really, really hard, because you know, you started the primal when she's full HP, right? But where if you had jumped on her and bubbled her, got the jump pack damage, you'd be primaling when she's like 50 HP. So it'd be a lot easier to just kind of chase her down and finish off that kill, right?
Okay.
So the last thing that I was just wanting to stress is like just getting resources out before you primal, and also just think about your ults before you actually have your ults, right? Think about like the plan for having it. So like right here, for example, you're 90% to hog ults. This is where like you should be wanting to be like so aggressive. Like you can be like you can be walking into their faces like wanting to take damage, because if you take 300 damage, you use your breather and now you have ult and now you're just pushing everyone off the cart, right? But here it just seemed like you weren't really thinking about your ults. So like when you're walking in right here, you know, you're getting booped around here. You know, use your breather. You should be playing just so much more aggressively to where like when you're breathing here, you're like in the squishy's faces. Just focus on like trying to get your ult. Like when you're this close, do everything you can to finish your ult as quick as possible, because you are so close to it that like once you get it, like it's just gonna turn this fight completely, right? And that's, you know, that applies for, you know, every tank. Like here, obviously it applies because you would just be pushing them off the carts, and if you're Winston, like, you know, if you primal, it's your second life basically, right? So just think about your ult before you have your ult is really what I'm getting at. Okay. All right. Cool. That was good though. That
was super good. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, cool. All right. Yeah, let's go. I got one more in me.
You got one more. Let's go. All right. Let's go. One more. I'm ready for it. Oh god. You're so good with your words, like knowing just how to describe something, and I think I have one experience being coached before. I think Selen might have told you about it. I sent a VOD to a couple of VODs to Jane like about 5 years ago, and it was not a very nice experience. I got roasted really bad, which I probably deserved, but still, it's so nice to like actually get sort of, you know, like told what I'm doing well, and told what to do better without like getting shit all over, you know.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I've coached I've coached players that were like 500 SR in bronze.
Oh my
god. Well, my point is just I've seen a lot of different things, so I like to think that I'm pretty good at putting things like diplomatically and like not like just being like, damn, this you suck. What the fuck are you doing, bro? Like what? With that said, some of my students, I gotta get that way with them, because it's like, come on, you've made this mistake 55 times, but like you're applying the things that we're going over pretty damn quickly. I'm like,
that's really nice.
I don't want to gas you. I don't want to gas you up too much, just because I don't want your head to get too big. But like, this is I've been impressed. I've been impressed with how quickly you're applying the things.
That is so nice to hear. It's making me really want to just keep solo queuing and just keep playing the game. Because normally I feel like too scared to solo queue because like I don't know. I get this way in all competitive games where if I get to a high rank, I almost want to stop playing so that I can just kind of preserve it and not fuck it up by losing. But now it's just making me want to like, even though I'm in like, at least for me, like a decently high rank like Plat 2, which is higher than I normally get. Like I'm normally around low to mid Plat, but I feel like I could, with this advice, I could genuinely hit Diamond. Like if I just kept trying. So I'm looking forward to it. Also, first point Hollywood. Normally I would go Zarya here. Would this be a Rhine map? Would this be a Hog map? I'm tempted to try like a lot of different things at the moment.
I honestly, I think this first point is pretty flexible. I would say Winston or Hog are going to be the best.
I'll stick with Hog for defense, I think, but yeah.
Right. This first point, yeah, it is really flexible. Like, really, any of those tanks that you named were like, you know, even Zarya, you know, she wouldn't have been bad here, right? There's a lot of really good tanks on this first point. The reason I just said Hog and Ball or Hog and Winston are just because those are the two strongest tanks. So,
at the moment, yeah,
like,
yeah.
You can't really go wrong with either of them. But like. I actually like playing Junker Queen on this first point. Like, Junker Queen's one of the worst tanks in the game.
Yeah,
I like her here, but like,
I think when you're
it's
in,
just a flexible point, really.
When you're in these lower ranks, like it's so easy to just sort of write off playing any sort of you know, worse tank, like a low tier tank, because it feels like, oh, I'm sort of giving myself a harder time when already I'm trying to climb and get out and shit.
Right. Yeah, that's a very good point.
But you know, it would be nice to give her a try because she does seem like a fun character. Also, where did that? Somebody went up there. I think it might have been Monkey, but I think he dropped. Monkey took that. That's a shame.
Be careful about giving up too much space here. You want to stay aggressive here. That Monkey does no bubble, so now you know you have like a free hook right now.
Alright, change position.
Yep. Lance.
Shit.
Breather. Ah, scary.
Fuck. Oh, that was really bad. No.
So a lot of your like decision making and the way you were routing and pathing was really good, actually. The biggest problem that you had right there is just you weren't thinking about your abilities enough. You were too focused on mouse 1ing and mouse 2ing. So many of those times, like you needed to just be breathing, like, you know, 2 seconds earlier, or hooking 2 seconds earlier, because like the faster you use one of those cooldowns, the faster you can use another one, right? So try to be a little more aware of that when you're getting focused as hard as you were.
Yeah, definitely. No, I think that's the thing, is that mechanically I tend to get pretty overwhelmed. Like aim is definitely one of my worst skills, and so when I'm in a situation where even with Hog, like up close, I need to worry about like getting the left clicks right, and so I tend to just stop thinking and concentrate purely on one thing.
You're also yeah, go to this elevator. You're also trying to frontline too much right now. Like you keep throwing your hooks at this Hog. Like let's flank those squishies, right? Like, you know, this monkey's just like focusing you. Like, you know, you could whole hog him here, honestly. Like, fuck this guy.
Oh no. See what?
That's fine now, because now you can drop down. Yup, just beast.
Oh, this does not feel
Cooldowns, breather. There you go. Oh, so close.
Oh no, I'm floundering. It was a weird nano as well.
Nice shots.
Oh, thank you. No, I gotta breathe up.
Oh, but you killed. I mean, yeah, but you played that so well. Oh my god, I love.
Okay, I feel a bit better now. I feel a bit better now. Yeah. I can keep this going.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Yeah. Stay focused. You're not doing too poorly. Your big issue right now is just you're just trying to frontline too much. Like you just, like that first 2 points, like you just kept throwing hooks at the monkey. Find angles around them. Like, you know, even here, like you don't have to walk main here. You could be going to that high ground and like trying to drop down towards them, right? Like you're just too frontliney right now.
Okay, he's used both abilities. I can try something here.
Hook! Why are you shooting? Hook!
No, you're right. Try something else.
There we go. Great reposition. You caught that guy. That guy had never. He had no idea. Never saw you coming. Oh, back to the same angle. Love it. Box. There we go. Here's that diamond hog I know you have in you.
I just gotta focus. The commentary side of me is just left. I'm hogging right now. Shit. Where? Oh god, where did they go? Where did they go? No, they were all so close together.
So what I don't like about that ult right there is just when you did it, you were in the middle of that like doorway, so it was really easy for you to get surrounded. You had no corners to like push people into, no walls to like push them into, and you didn't have either of your abilities when you ulted. So like right there, if your plan is to ult, just back up a little bit, wait till you have your cooldowns, and then, you know, remember, then throw the hook and then ult, right? But you ulted when you had no cooldown, so all you did was push everyone away and you just got surrounded and overwhelmed.
So true, so true. Yeah, I'll try to remember that.
Great awareness.
Oh my god, he's torbing. Jesus fucking Christ, look at that. Moose
Yeah,
man.
that was crazy.
Moose man's a beast.
So, I don't know how much Kiriko's, how often you see Kiriko in your rank, but I really make sure you focus really hard on her ultimate when she uses it, because it's the best support ult in the game, and it's one of the best ults in the entire game. But like right there, like you were in her ult, and I think you threw like 2 hooks, but like when you're in her ult, your hook is on like a 2-second cooldown and your breather's on like a 3-second cooldown. So, you know, we've so often talked about, like, you know, so many MOBA elements in this game and how impactful cooldowns are. When you have an ultimate that lets you spam your cooldowns, right? Like I know you're hitting some pretty good mouse ones, so like I get why you were eager to shoot, but just use your overpowered abilities. Like,
yes.
If you have a cooldown that's 8 seconds long and you can use it every 2 seconds, you should probably be using it every 2 seconds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right.
Just try to stay a little bit more mindful.
To be completely honest, the thing about Kiriko ult is I always get so caught up in the attack speed, I completely forget about the cooldowns. Like, I genuinely forget until someone reminds me, oh yeah, cooldowns get halved in this ult. I'm like, shit, really? Like,
Yeah,
I genuinely
right.
forget about it. So I'll try to remember that for less time. And there goes my game. Hold on. I can get back in really quick if I just restart.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm actually like that too. So, you know, what's important is just you know, now you know, right? Like, you know, when you're in that ult, like don't even think about the attack speed as much as you're thinking about the cooldowns. Like, just shift the mentality, right? Instead of thinking attack speed, just think cooldown.
Yeah. That is so true. Yeah, because you're right. I need to think about the cooldowns as being more important, especially with Hog, you know, because that hook just guarantees kills. Whereas, to be honest, like, it's pretty difficult to get it working.
A better world is
Right.
today.
Did you get back in? You make sure
I
you
did
make
get
sure
back.
you restarted your stream on
Yeah,
Discord.
Hold on. Screen. Overwatch. Bada bing. There we go.
All right, you're in there. Let's do it.
All right, they got a pick. That's good to start with.
Your team's got a pick too?
We've also gotten a pick. We've also gotten picked.
But now there's less damage for you, so you can be more aggressive here. Awesome.
They got Ryan. Oh, shit.
I got such a smile on my face from you just using all these high grounds.
Thank
That
you.
was like, it's just,
shit.
it might seem like small, but like the fact that, like, you know, you're just making it so much harder for them to actually have to, like, you know, to be able to hit you, right? Like, there's nothing funnier than like standing above a Reinhardt, just like zapping his head and just him like jumping up and down, like trying to hit you like you're a pinata or something. But it's just like, oh yeah, so good.
This would be harder.
All right, your
Okay.
big focus is going to be maintaining height and maintaining space here. So stay aware of where the card is, and don't take fights until like you have to, or you see like a really great opportunity. And when you do, don't do it like completely outside of your support's line of sight. Okay?
Yeah, I think up here.
So like
is
let
pretty
them
good 'cause
let them help
Diana-
you. So just
Diana's definitely got a good.
just don't take poke. Just play your HP. All you want to do is stay healthy up here. Don't peek too much and like take a bunch of damage. Like that, and because you also get your abilities forced, so now the other team knows that like you can't go aggressive for until you have your next bubble cooldown, right? So like making sure you're not using your bubble defensively like that is really important. What is on top of jail?
I'm just gonna sit on card, I guess.
A little more thought into this Widow, okay? She's kind of tearing your team up, and I just know that from the kill feed. So
True, I haven't been looking at the kill feed. You're right.
yep. Try to keep her in mind a little bit more.
All right, she's still exploring. So as long as our team is on card, I'm just gonna hold this door. There she is. Where is he? Where is she? Never mind. I should have looked at the kill feed. I mean, I'm not sure if they'd all died when I primaled. But...
This is a good primal. This was a good primal.
Oh, good.
Like you didn't really get much out of it, but like the fact that you like are alive right now is, you've just secured this point basically. Not a complaint in the world from me.
Nice.
All right, so we just won this fight. We have a pick. Where do we set up? Think about your pre-fight positioning. Where are you? Yep, there you go.
Right
Always have that in mind, right? And just be patient, right? You got so much free card time that you're gonna take. Like think about who you're gonna drop on. This is when you press tab. Like think about their supports. Like what is think about what they're playing, right? Like
Oh shit. Never mind. I didn't get to drop on anybody. Oh no. Ah, fuck. I definitely could have done something there. I think I was just thinking too hard.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was kind of talking a lot, so
No,
I
no,
can
it's
see why
fine,
that would be
it's fine.
confusing.
It's definitely helpful.
But that's one of those times where it's a big problem you have is you keep getting poked out before the fight starts. Like it's very like when you have control of the map and you get to pick where you start, make sure that you don't just eat shit and then have to jump away and give up all that space that you have, right? Like make them waste their time like pushing you out, and during that time your team's gonna get more free card time.
She's got sleep here. I'm just kind of a risky move. Oh man, I literally just had bubble. That's so annoying.
Yeah, that was very annoying. You were so close to being able to break the corner, line of sight around the corner too.
It's just one of those things.
Glad you didn't primal though.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people would, but that was smart of you to not. Because now you can go super aggressive this fight.
Is it more? I'm not gonna go for the Ash. Oh, fuck. Damn.
So they just had a lot of ults right there, so that's pretty tough. And your gameplay right there was really good. The one thing I don't like though is that you primaled when you were like literally full HP, right? What I'm saying about like primal, like you can like when you got a kill before you primaled and you had 550 HP and you were in your bubble zapping, just zap until you take damage, right? Like if you primal when you're 550 HP, that's 500 HP that you could have used aggressively that has now basically gone to waste, right? So let yourself go a little bit lower before you use that primal, unless you drastically need the jump pack cooldown reset to chase someone, which is not. That's gonna be like 1 out of 10 times, okay?
Shit. Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, I guess in my head it's like, oh, you know, it's like a really sort of low rank thing to do to just use primal to save yourself, but a lot of the time, yeah, you get more value out of it if because also, especially with my mechanics, like I don't get as much damage out of primal as I do out of just being unaltered. So I need to bear that in mind as well.
So yeah, play to your strengths, right? That's a good thing to keep in mind.
What's up?
Oh shit! I tried to get up there. Never mind. I bumped my head.
Good, really good awareness. Now go find that Kiriko ult.
Oh shit! Never mind.
Get inside that ult and you can just spam bubbles. There you go.
Never mind. Oh shit.
So that was a really great jump on the soldier. Really great awareness to want to get him off the high grounds. After that happens though, and you get him off that height, you went on the Ana, which wasn't terrible, but like you had the Kiriko on cards.
Yeah.
So just get inside that Kiriko and just start spamming bubbles. You can use like 4 bubbles during Kiriko. It's crazy. So like just be, you know, think of it like a nano boost that's on the ground, right? You want to get inside of it, right? And it just makes you so much stronger. It's like I can't overstate how powerful that ultimate is and how you should always make sure you're getting inside of it.
Please. Oh my god.
Oh, so close. Oh, it's so sad.
No healing
so
there.
sad.
Oh god.
No healing, no primal, like just no one to hit. Oh, that was so depressing.
It's really depressing. I mean, this is like the first game we've lost today. Unless
the first game we've lost today.
I can touch.
Wow.
I mean,
if you can turn this around, then I will eat my hat.
Right, here we go. He's gonna eat his hat. Here we go. Hat eating time. Bowl.
Oh, ball. Yeah. Okay.
Definitely. That's how we make it work.
Yep.
All right. So next fight, I'm gonna come up with the ball, and you know, then it's gonna be all right. And if I'm able to stall, yeah, it's gonna be pretty good. You just see me switch the ball after we've already fucking lost. Okay, this is gonna be that absolutely hilarious tour bolt. Oh god, Moose Man is being very toxic in chat. I mean, I feel like toxicity on Torb is welcome. Any other character, and I start to get annoyed. But you know, it's like role playing.
It's like fit. Yeah, right. Yeah, for real. It's fitting. All right. So let's get that replay code. I want to talk about 2 little things, and then I just want to. We got one last final note that I'm gonna hit on for your monkey, and that'll be like, you know, that can be your #1 thing that you can focus on in the future, because it was a theme across most of the session, and it is the biggest thing you can do to you know, bring your monkey to the next level.
Definitely. Okay. So replay code, or is
yep, replay code.
Okay, cool. One sec. Hollywood.
Yeah, look at that. 4-4 wins, 1 loss. Hell yeah.
Let's go. Okay, there you go.
Alright. Let me know when you can see.
Okay. And now I'll... Hold on a minute. Let me just... Yep, that's that. And that is good. Lovely.
Sorry, did you...
Yes,
so you can see?
I am watching. Let's go.
Okay. All right. So firstly, we're just going to talk about. All right. Let me just say the biggest problem that I want you to focus on, you know, in your tank games, you know, rather if you keep playing or just next time you're playing, you know, next time I'm not around, I want you to just think a lot more about controlling space and not like getting poked really hard before the fight actually starts, because it happens a handful of times on Hog where you just eat a ton of damage and then you have to breather and kind of back up, and if that happens, they know that like you're not going to be able to play super aggressively, right? Where instead it's really important that you kind of be as patient with that cooldown as you can, and like be ready to break line of sight when a bunch of damage is coming your way. That way, like, you know, if you're standing right here, like in this area or right here on this corner, and you have both your cooldowns and your full HP, they're going to have to be afraid, right? But if they see you come up here and they see you use your breather and they see you miss a hook and then you start walking this way and you're standing right here, they're going to know that like they have 5 seconds where like you're not going to be going aggressively and you're going to kind of just be chilling and waiting, and they're going to get to take like, this alleyway and start to flank up here, or they're going to come up here and they're going to get to take the high ground, and they get to just take control of the map. And you need to make sure that's not happening, because you want to be controlling as much space as possible and forcing them to feel really pressured, not let them just like, don't let them have the entire map, right? Control the space. That's really the gist of it, right? And the best way to do that is just make sure that you're not, eating a ton of damage and getting your cooldowns forced too early. And it's a problem that we had a lot on Monkey. So like, especially as Monkey, like making sure that like if you put your bubble down on the high grounds and then jump backwards, now they know that like you're not going to do anything for 10 seconds, right? And that's a lot of time, right? So if you're like on this high grounds and you're standing, maybe you're standing right here and someone's shooting at you right here, you're like, I think you're trying to use like the right click too much, maybe, right? Because you're kind of like trying to poke at him, like you're hitting him for like maybe 70 damage over the course of like 3 right clicks, and while that's happening, you're taking like 400 damage, right?
Yeah.
So it's okay to right click a little bit and like do it when they're not looking at you, but instead of just like standing here in the open and getting like poked a bunch, stand a little bit more here in the middle where like they can't really see you, and like your Ana's on card, like give her a line of sight on card to like heal you up, and then just kind of just play to control the space. You don't even necessarily have to be doing damage. You just want to be existing up here so that they can't exist up here, and your team can just push the card for free, right?
Okay.
So right here, really the gist of this first and second point was just like you just wanted to hook the Monkey. It felt like you just needed to move around more often and find different angles, because there was so often that you were frontlining, right? Like right here, this is fine. That's okay. Like you pressure the Monkey, he gets in your face. You're doing a good job controlling space here. Here you back. I probably wouldn't have been backing up this much. I know you're thinking about this echo, but the problem with that is just like you're kind of allowing them to come to this choke right here.
Yeah.
So you do want to put a little bit more pressure right here. And another thing you can think about is like, how I'm stressing the importance of not using your bubble defensively, because it lets you know that they're vulnerable, right? This Monkey, you did just force his bubble right here defensively right here. So he had to use bubble right here. He's walking around this corner. He doesn't have bubble for 4 seconds. Like this is when you should be like, you can keep that in mind for enemy Monkeys too, right? Like he wastes his bubble, so now you look at all these people that you could be throwing hook at, and you don't have to worry about the Monkey bubble blocking it, right? So that's the kind of you can apply things you learn about your characters to, and a lot of the mistakes that I've preached to you about are pretty common mistakes, right? So not only can you not do them, you can exploit them better when other people are doing them, right? But yeah, so like there you go, another hook on the Monkey. That one wasn't too bad, because I kind of doubt you were even really looking for him. But like here, here you have hook available again. The second you have it available, be looking to throw it, which you do. The Brig just blocks it, so that's okay. The Monkey just jumps away. Right here was a good time to turn and go on this Echo. This was good, so you go on this Echo. Right here, you're already missing like 300 HP, right? So just use your breather right here, right? Because then if you use your breather right here, you're going to be full. You can be a lot stronger, but instead you kind of just wait so long. So like when you do finally use your breather,
Brig is
you're
there,
already
and,
Brig's there, so you're already so low, and like now you have your hook, but like you're already just so low and you're so far away from having your breather that like you kind of just explode, right? And their entire team's just on you.
Yeah.
But more importantly than that is just like this point right here. You spend so much of this fight just like standing right here, just like hooking like this angle right here. I want you to think more about like all the layers of elevation in the flank, right? So like right here, we spend the next 45 seconds just standing main, throwing hooks from main, standing main, throwing hooks from main, right? You have so many more options than that. You can come over this way, and like if their Monkey's standing up here, come over this way and try to throw a hook at a squishy from over here. Come up this elevator, take this high ground, and then like peek right here, and then jump over this ledge, and then throw a hook from over here. You even have another layer of elevation here, right? Like if you come over this way, go up this elevator, then you can drop down to this elevation and like come over from here, and like you just gotta be a little more creative with your movement, I guess. You use the map. Like you're just way too focused on just like standing main and hooking main, just be a lot flankier, right? You did so well on it on that Midtown game, so just make sure you just get into that habit again and just always be thinking about that, okay? Because you know, find those squishies, right? I'm kind of beating a dead horse, I feel, but
No,
you
but
know
you're
what
right.
I mean, right?
You're right. Yeah, I definitely didn't consider nearly as many like angles as I should have, and it felt like for that reason I couldn't really get much done. But it's because I just they were expecting me in all of those different situations. So no, that's true. I need to consider like high ground and everything as well.
Right. Exactly. And then here we'll just talk about this one last thing, last fight that we'll talk about, because I know you brought it up while we were playing, and this is again like the biggest problem you have is just like how you control space. So right here, when you're up here on this high ground, like what you're doing right now, it's totally cool to just be existing up here and just like holding this space from them. This is yeah. I think this is when they switch to soldier. Just try to stay a little bit more aware and like make sure that you just don't eat as much poke as you do, because this is really good. You're just holding space. You have this high ground. Your team's getting all this free card time right here. So all you need to do up here is just like they're worried about you. They're not taking the space. They're all just staring at you. So your team's going to get the cart all the way up to here just because you're existing up here on this high ground and they're worried about you, right? So all that matters right here is you just don't explode. Like you just need to not take a bajillion damage. And if you do take a bunch of damage and you have to back up, like that's okay. You know, you can just jump over here to like this ledge or just jump back to the cart, get healed up, and then instantly go back up here to the height and give your team the support, that support charge. But instead here, you kind of just get surprised by this high ground because you're so focused on all these people on the low grounds and trying to like do right click damage that you're just like losing all your HP, right? Like this soldier comes up and flanks you and shoots you a bajillion times. This Torb's hitting you. The Zarya is right clicking you. You just need to recognize that like the only thing that makes this position bad is if they are able to just poke you out of it and then you die or you have to jump away. Because if you have to jump away, you know, we talked about on Circle Royale, if you jump away, then their team just gets to take all the space, right? And if you die, obviously that's bad too. So just don't be afraid to just exist, really, is the thing. Because like do you not die here? Oh yeah, I guess okay, you do die because you kind of just got surprised and you kind of just exploded, right? But if you just kind of, you know, just stay a little bit more aware of your HP and realize that just existing and, you know, denying the space from them, you know, if you're standing where they want to stand and you're full HP and full resources, then they're not going to be able to stand where you are, right? So the only way that they can really take that position from you is if you just take 500 damage randomly and then have to jump away or just die, right? Okay, all right, well, yeah, I do gotta run. I got
fair enough. Thank you very much for keeping me company today, and thank you for all that advice. I will do my best to try and implement that, and then who knows, maybe in a little while I might be able to we might be able to have another session. You can see how much I've improved, hopefully. I'm not sure if I will improve, but we'll see.
No, Vox, and let me end this with saying, like, I'm not trying to gas you up too much, but I really I was quite impressed. So like,
all right.
you've got some really, like, you've got some good like foundation. I can tell you've been a fan of Overwatch and you like watch the Overwatch League and stuff, because you're definitely smart. Like you're a smart player. It's just some of the
Thank you.
More not even really more mechanical. You had some really great moments on like Hog with the mechanics and stuff. Just trying to stay more mindful of you know, a lot of the stuff we went over. Really, like, I don't need to rehash everything. We talked about a lot, but I'm expecting good things. Is how
that is fucking insane to hear. I really appreciate that, and yeah, thank you for coming out. Thank you for keeping me company today, and for giving me so much good advice. Like, genuinely, so much shit I never would have considered before, but I now feel like way more comfortable about implementing in my own game. So I'm just gonna keep playing. I'm just gonna keep playing and see what happens. So thank you very much. It was great to hang out with you as well. You were this
was good fun. This was good fun.
Totally.
All right. Well then, yeah, GG's, bro. I'll catch you next time, and I'll looking forward to doing another when you're in Diamond.
Let's go. All right, I'll wait. I'll look forward to that if I ever get that, but we'll see. Hopefully, I will now. All right, I'll see you soon, buddy. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Later. Yep. Bye.
My man, that was something else. That was so fun. That was so nice. That was so cute. That was so special. I had such a good time with that. I thought that was so much fun. Jesus. I really enjoyed that. Like, just getting to enjoy like a really nice little session with someone who let's be honest, have looked up to for a really, 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 really long time. Yeah, this man might as well have a degree. He's been around the block. He's not just good at Overwatch, he's good at other games, and I feel like now I actually have the potential to really, really get at least a little bit better at Overwatch. There's a lot of information, and I think sorting that out and maybe watching this VOD back a few times to try and figure out like what he was saying about which characters, but especially on Monkey and Hog, and that Ryan game as well. I feel like I'd learned so much. Like, that was really, really sweet. And thank you guys for being there with me as well. I thought it was so, so nice to just get to relax. You guys have been so nice to me in chat. Thank you very much. But thank you very much. Yeah, no, I had a really, really good time. It's getting late for me. I have done a lot today. We had a cover release, and I also need to just relax for a little while. So I am probably just going to log off there. Sal, Saku, Meowpuff, Eva Punk, and Lexi, thank you very much for the supers, guys. I really appreciate you. And so yeah, I'm just going to call it there. But thank you guys very much. I'm going to get some rest. But yeah, did not expect that to go as well as I thought it would. But I had a really, really good time. Nana77 and Wetback, thank you very much. And Ignis, thank you very much. Pro Player Rock, not today. Maybe one day. But I don't know about that. I need time. I mean, you know what they say. You know, you got to be young. It's all the young players who go pro, you know, like the 13-year-olds. Those are the ones that go pro with that raw mechanical skill. I'm a very old man, so maybe I'm playing at a disadvantage, but I will try. Nami, Ann, and Maru, thank you very much. All right, I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. Thank you very much. Probably going to do a little super reading tomorrow, and then we're going to play more. We're going to play some more Needy Streamer Overload, and then it is the Etheria outfit reveals, and all of you should watch them. So I will see